Tom Taylor Sports Show. Thanks for being with us again on this Wednesday. We is here again in the midst of the Bruton Smith building in the lobby with you till 2 o'clock talking sports. And every Wednesday, well, not next Wednesday, let me back that up. Next Wednesday, we'll start our Bristol Live coverage brought to you by Yates Nationwide Agency and Food City and also Chick-fil-A. Yeah, home of the frosted lemonade. I would love to have me a frosted lemonade right now. I'm here to tell you. It is a little muggy outside today, but hey, anytime's a good time to get something from Chick-fil-A, again, on the crossings in North Johnson City. We say good morning to you. We dedicate this show to the man who hung on the cross unashamedly. We dedicate this show to him each and every time. So we're here and going to be here till 2 o'clock. We got folks lined up and ready to go. We're going to be joined by Drew Bedard here in a few minutes. Landon Owen, also from Bristol Motor Speedway, out of the ticket department. Greg Salyer got us a newfangled buzz thing to do here. Technology at its finest. Going to be able to call out now, which is really cool for future reference. Also, we're going to be joined by Brandon Cross from the Bristol Dragway coming up here in a little while as well. And Mr. Owen's coming with quiz show questions. He didn't exactly cotton what we did last week when I burned his biscuits pretty good on the old quiz shows. He said, I'm coming with my questions.
You're double dipping today.
Double dipping. Wyman's coming, too, to do quiz show questions. So we got two going on today. Wyman will come with the Elvis questions, and then we've also got, as we said, Landon's going to come in with whatever he's got. I think it's college football questions. He said, you don't have a snowball's chance of going 5 for 5. I was okay. However, yesterday we went 5 for 5 and won ourselves a prize pack for Natalie Brooks out of Gray, Tennessee. So was not lucky.
They were good questions. I will admit they were difficult questions, and you hit them. So
whoa.
But you guessed on 3 of them.
Well, I guessed on all of them. That's the whole point. I mean, I'm not making anything up. I absolutely do. I guess on all of them. So 5 for 5 on the quiz show yesterday. I'm going to do it again today, twice again, as a matter of fact. A couple of double dips, and we're looking forward to that. Okay, from the I Ate a Big Stupid Pill department. Can you believe this? What a story. We talked about it yesterday going off the air. The story just broke right before we left at 2 o'clock. So it has gotten interesting, to say the least. A costly punch, if you will, from one linebacker who's no longer on the team. IK Poly is this guy's name. He is a linebacker and was a linebacker for the New York Jets. As we told you yesterday, he punched Jets quarterback Geno Smith because Smith had failed to pay him $600 a repay that Poly believed Smith owed him. So here's how it goes. This guy had a camp down in Texas. He invited Geno Smith to come down, and Geno said, well, if I'm coming, you got to pay my plane ticket. Okay, I'll pay your plane ticket, $600 worth. Well, guess what? Smith didn't make it to the camp, which was scheduled for July 11th because of personal reasons. Now, Poly wanted Smith to repay the money that he spent on the plane ticket. Hey, Jack, you didn't make it to my camp. You need to reimburse me for the plane ticket I bought you for the camp you didn't come to. After he didn't get the money in a timely manner, he confronted Smith. Eventually, they a little shoving, a little trash talking, and he just reared back and jacked his jaw and broke his jaw. He's out 10 weeks. The Jets have no starting quarterback. Here's the irony to this whole thing. They had taken the offense in the offseason and had basically built this offense around Geno Smith. He's kind of a slashing type quarterback as he was in West Virginia. And so they kind of rebuilt his offense for Geno Smith. And so now Geno is out 10 weeks worth. This guy's not going to be back till mid-September at the earliest. So needless to say, IK Poly is no longer on the team. They released him immediately, and they should have. Guy's a moron. So, and of course, the coach, he is livid. If you go back and catch him at the podium after all this happened and watch his nonverbals, this guy is livid simply because it cost him his quarterback. He said, man, this is stuff that like 6th graders fighting over money in the lunch line. Well, okay, here's my take. Geno Smith, I mean, this guy makes millions. What's $600 to him? Now, Poly, I guess, didn't get it fast enough in a timely manner, so he got a little worked up. So he just jacked his jaw and broke his jaw. So they're both guilty. He's no longer on the team. Smith is out with a broken jaw for 10 weeks. The bottom line is the Jets are the losers. They got to go out and scramble to get a quarterback now.
They reached out to Michael Vick.
No, they did not.
They did.
Oh, my goodness.
But Michael Vick turned them down. They could not come to an agreement.
You know things are bad when Michael Vick turns you down. Holy smokes. Michael Vick turned him down. Turned the Jets down.
Well, they could not come to an agreement, according to the article.
Now, is Michael Vick out of work?
I guess so.
Yeah. So what would he need to get back to work? And this is the one that had all the problems with the dogs. Because there's two Vicks. There's Marcus and Michael.
For that. Yeah. Michael Vick went to prison over the dog fighting.
So this guy. So you would think that if he's out of work, I mean, so we're talking money they couldn't come to an agreement on?
I couldn't tell you. They also reached out to Rex Grossman, and they have no plans to schedule a workout with him right now. So,
last I heard, they're going after a guy named Ryan Patrick.
Well, yeah, it may be. I'm reading down through here.
Are you scanning?
Yeah, I'm scanning.
Yeah. So anyway, Geno Smith, he's out. That's the big story.
Ryan Fitzpatrick and rookie Bryce Petty.
I said Ryan Patrick. Fitzpatrick. So,
yeah.
Who's not exactly a household name in the quarterback circle. So the Jets are scrambling, to say the least. And what a blow, because, again, they'd taken their offense in the offseason, and they'd completely rebuilt it around Geno Smith and his playing style. Now he's out because of a teammate breaking his jaw. So not good for Jets fans. I would think that M.M. Polley would not want to go anywhere where there's Jets fans right now. I don't think I'd want to go down to the local pub and get me a burger, because somebody may jack his jaw, because he's really set the Jets behind here.
I wouldn't go anywhere.
No.
I think he's going to lay low for quite a while.
Today's word for IK N.M. Polley would be lay low. Stay out of anywhere with those Jets fans. Tom Taylor Sports Show. Again, we're live at Bristol Motor Speedway, the Bruton Smith Building. Folks in there buying tickets, getting ready for a week from today. It all gets started. We'll be up here at Bristol Live, and man, oh man, it's getting exciting, and the buzz is in this region about this race and about this race weekend coming up. And so if the weather can hold now like it is, or next week like it is now, it's going to be great. And, in fact, tonight's supposed to be down in the 50s, a little fall-like weather, a little tease.
It's going to be nice.
Going to be nice, good sleeping weather, but it's going to crank back up and get back up and hot and humid by the weekend. So, anyway, they are coming. Landon Owens is going to join us coming up here in a few minutes to talk about that very thing, the tickets for the doubleheader a week from tonight, and also for the Food City 300 and the Urban Tools Night Race. Now, you can win tickets. You have until Monday to do that. Tom Taylor Sports Show at gmail.com is where you need to go and register. You have been, and we thank you for that. And so if you want to win tickets to Bristol, Tom Taylor Sports Show at gmail.com. I need your name. I need how to get a hold of you and where you live. I don't need income levels. I don't need blood types. I don't need social security numbers. I don't want any of that. I want exactly a name, how to get a hold of you when you win, and geographically where do you live. That's all I want. And the rest of it will be, of course, as they say, taken care of. So, and we'll give those away on Monday. So we would encourage you to, again, register. Tom Taylor Sports Show at gmail.com and get signed up and ready to go, and good luck to you. These are good seats, good tickets. Doubleheader next Wednesday night a week, and also tickets to the Food City 300 next Friday night. Ryan Blaney in town to defend his crown for that. Tennessee football, not a good sign there. Whew, me oh my. Things don't get any easier for Butch Jones. Seems like it's something all the time, and so big story coming out in Knoxville. Tennessee guard Marcus Jackson having potential season-ending surgery, leaving the Volunteers without the most experienced member of an offensive line that was pretty leaky last year. They allowed the most sacks in the Southeastern Conference. So the guy they were counting on leads all Tennessee offensive linemen with 17 career starts, including 12 last season at left guard after being redshirted in 2013. So Jones has said sophomore Jashawn Robertson already had been asked about the possibility of switching his uniform number from 73 to 75 to Jackson's 75 as a way of honoring his injured teammate. So they gave up 43 sacks last season. Only Louisiana Monroe, Penn State, Wyoming, SMU, and Wake Forest had more sacks than Tennessee. And so this guy was kind of the anchor of the offensive line. He's out apparently, certainly for the time being and maybe for the season. And that is a huge blow to Tennessee football, trying to, do the obvious, and that would be get some offensive consistency on that offensive line. And so this guy's out, and that's not a good thing. So anyway, that's the very latest. Also, Jones said cornerback Justin Martin has a knee sprain, can be out a week to 2 weeks. Also said defensive back Evan Berry out about a week without mentioning the nature of his injury. So the attrition rate is beginning to happen. Of course, earlier in the week, one of the tight ends left the football team. That's the second tight end in preseason's left Tennessee football. So I don't know what's going on. Of course, this guy got hurt. That's a different thing. But you got two tight ends they were counting on leaving the team, just up and quit. So I don't know whether it's too tough, didn't think they're going to get enough playing time. For whatever reason, they're out. And so this guy, he was the anchor of the offensive line. This guy being Marcus Jackson, he's out. That's a huge hole. That's big.
Yeah.
That is really big. I mean, that is not a good thing for Tennessee football.
Well, better now than next year.
Well, I guess. So I don't know what status he is. If he loses a whole year of eligibility, they may redshirt him and bring him back. I don't know, but he is not what you'd want to happen. Leading all Tennessee offensive linemen with 17 career starts, including 12 last season at left guard. So I didn't realize he'd given up 43 sacks. I mean, God, that's almost snap it and run. You know what I'm saying?
I know it.
Snap it and run. Man, that's a lot of sacks. And again, only Wyoming, SMU, Louisiana Monroe, and Penn State and Wake Forest had more sacks allowed than the Tennessee offensive line a year ago. Tom Taylor Sports Show, thanks for being with us again on this Wednesday. On the road, we are. Again, at the Bruton Smith Building at Bristol Motor Speedway. Every Wednesday we'll be here, with the exception, as we said, of next Wednesday, because next Wednesday we start our coverage of Bristol Live here on Turn 3 in the suites, as they've kind of modified that suite to make it a makeshift radio station for us. We'll be on 4 radio stations, the BristolMotorspeedway.com website, and also we'll be on the scanner frequency 454.5 thousand and car number 67 on your scanner starting next Wednesday. So that's going to be very exciting. Can't wait. Our sponsors, our title sponsor, Yates Nationwide Agency, also Food City, also the good folks at Chick-fil-A, Crossings, North Johnson City. Also being brought to you by Bristol Orthotics and Prosthetics, Bracken Paving and Asphalt Maintenance. Also being brought to you by American Import and Auto Repair. And we got a couple of more lined up that we're going to slam dunk here the next couple of days and put them in as sponsors as well. So good stuff going on up here. There's a lot of activity here, much more today than there was last week, and a lot of folks in here in the lobby buying tickets and whatnot. So, again, it's a chance for folks to come in here and get your tickets, and you can as well. 423-BRISTOL or BristolTix.com. Looking down through there is what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 windows, and every one of the ladies and gents are on the phone taking orders for tickets for the racing next week here at the world's last great Coliseum. Coming up, we'll check in with, speaking of NASCAR, Ty Dillon was in Blacksburg yesterday along with Coach Frank Beamer promoting the Xfinity Series race and also the Battle of Bristol football. We'll talk about that. Also, Tiger Woods back in the news. That's your guy, isn't it? Aren't you a big fan of Tiger?
Oh, Tiger. Yeah. What was it? I had an article on him here just a second ago. Let's see if I can find it.
Yeah.
Well, go ahead. We'll talk about him in a minute.
Mm-hmm. My man Tiger Woods, or his man Tiger Woods, in the news. Also, a little closer to home, some All-Americans named at Science Hill. Again, one of the great swimmers at Science Hill, and Coach Carraggio has been named an All-American. Also, we had the story last year, or actually we had the story when we first started the show back in February, about the Little League fraud up in Chicago. Well, there's more to it.
No, you're not telling me there's fraud in Little League.
There is fraud in Little League. This is unbelievable. We're going to tell you all about that. The Little League International team. Little League International
The one in Chicago
Council.
that reached out and went outside its boundaries to get players?
Went out and found players?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, there's more to it.
There's more to it?
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
so,
good.
Always is. Where there's smoke, there's fire. And so there's more to it.
Goody.
We'll tell you about that and all that's going on around that in Chicago. All that coming up. Also, we'll take a look at Major League Baseball NFL preseason tomorrow night in a big-time way. You are okay, ma'am. She just went, I'm sorry, but that's fine. No, we don't care. You can sing, dance, whatever you want to do. Folks that are buying their tickets. NFL preseason football tomorrow night. We'll talk about that. Of course, the team plays on Friday night. The Raiders.
No.
Now, oh, yeah.
They're having trouble in Oakland. They can't stay.
Got a story about that, too. The Raiders. Oakland don't want my team. We're going to talk about that coming up in a few minutes. Get out. They're going to land in L.A. or San Antonio. So, quick break. We'll be right back. We will rejoin. Let's go that route this time.
Yeah.
Yep, we'll go down that road, and we'll come right back with more. We're live on the road at the Bruton Smith Building in Bristol, Tennessee, at the world's last great Coliseum of Bristol Motor Speedway on the Tom Taylor Sports Show.
From the driveways where your kids play basketball and ride their bicycles, to the parking lots at your local church or grocery store, Bracken Paving is an important part of many neighborhoods in our area. No matter how large or how small the job, Bracken strives for excellence in every service they provide. It's a foundation for a strong community. Discover the difference at Bracken Paving and Asphalt Maintenance. Give us a call or visit us online at brackenpaving.com.
Your life is always changing. You never know what shape it will take, or how your financial needs might change. But if we talk about your investments and how they can provide for you and your family, the future becomes clear. At Wells Fargo Advisors, we believe conversation leads to financial clarity. Let's start a conversation today.
Beatles.
Martin Cooper makes the mobile phone.
Elvis Presley died today.
The Space Shuttle Challenger is destroyed.
Have you played Pac-Man?
The 1996 Olympic Games is awarded to Atlanta.
Awaiting the new millennium and the Y2K bug.
And the people who knock these buildings down will hear all of us soon.
Introducing iPod.
Barack Obama has been elected president.
I pronounce that William and Catherine may be man and wife together.
Happy New Year. We wish you a happy and healthy 2014.
A lot has changed in the last 50 years, but there's one thing that hasn't. The Chick-fil-A Chicken Sandwich.
At FCA, we're touching millions one heart at a time. Since 1954, the Fellowship of Christian Athletes has been putting the heart and soul in sports by challenging athletes and coaches to impact the world for Jesus Christ. As the largest sports ministry in the world, FCA now reaches over 2 million people annually on the professional, college, high school, junior high, and youth levels. Through this shared passion for athletics and faith, lives are changed, one heart at a time. Learn more at fca.org.
Back on the Tom Taylor Sports Show. Thanks for being with us. We be live on the road here at Bristol Motor Speedway, the world's last great Coliseum. And I'm not sure what's going on here, but there's lots of folks coming through here. And Drew said there's something always going on the third floor of Bruton Smith Building. Apparently got some kind of activity. And good afternoon, or actually good morning, sir. How are you?
I'm doing great. Good morning to you.
Top of the morning to you, sir.
Top of the morning to you.
Yeah,
the third floor of the Bruton Smith Building is actually an event space. Our banquet room is what we call it. And it's, we host all types of different groups all week and weekend long on the third floor. So we've been doing a lot of our event trainings and other groups, business groups will use it for lunches and dinners. And
is there food up there right now?
There might be food up there right now. Yeah, there always is.
Horse is always looking for food.
So if you're looking to host an event in the Tri-Cities, try the Bruton Smith Building here at Bristol Motor Speedway.
I don't know if you can see the side of my face, but there's like a little red mark right here. I don't know if you can see if you get up real close, but I owed this guy $4.50. And he took exception to it. And so next thing I know, Drew said, you owe me $4.50. You're going to pay me. I said, well, I don't have it right now. And the next thing I know, he drew back and
he sucker punched you.
Drew and sucker punched me for $4.50.
I mean, these things happen in locker rooms. I'm sorry. That's just what happens.
I said I'd give it to him. He said, no, I want it now. And so he broke his jaw. Didn't work very good. So we're making fun of what was a pretty stupid situation. Them boys ate some stupid pills in the Jets locker room. Mainly IK Poly, who's no longer with the Jets organization. He was released immediately after his little snafu. IK Poly and linebacker Geno Smith. I mean, what a blow to Jets fans. And he's out 10 weeks with a broken jaw. They had redone.
I feel terrible for Jets fans.
Yeah.
I mean, well, it's a foolish incident. I heard Herm Edwards on ESPN talk about it one day, about fighting on the field, in the locker room, that it's just an absolute waste of the company, of the team's time, because then you're having guys break it up. They should be focused on playing better football, trying to get along. I mean, it's ridiculous. But, I don't know. They seem like they've done a decent job trying to manage the story, but I don't know. I just think it's completely wasteful, and now they've lost. I guess their starting quarterback is Geno. It was deemed their starting quarterback for 6 to 10 weeks. I know it's got to be embarrassing for them, but this will be another thing they'll be talking about for 2 or 3 days on sports radio about fighting on the field, fighting in the locker room. It's just a wasteful practice.
Well, in the offseason, they redid the guy's offense, the Jets' offense.
Yep.
Chan Gailey did to modify it to accommodate this guy's talents because he's a kind of a slashing type of quarterback. He's out. And so they're looking, who's Ryan Fitzpatrick? They're trying to grab him. The Jets just trying to look for anybody. Yeah. So here's the funny part. They went to Michael Vick.
Turned him down.
Reached out to him, and Vick turned him down. This guy's out of work. It's like, why would you turn him down? You get to go back to the NFL.
That's interesting.
But he turned them down. So anyway, we're looking for a quarterback there. Then the day before yesterday, Cam Newton, $50 million quarterback for the Panthers. Guy intercepts him. Norman, the quarterback, runs it back. Newton takes off to track him down, and he stiff-arms him. Newton didn't like that. Next thing you know, it's a big scrum right there in the middle of the practice field, and everybody's screaming, Newton, you're a $50 million quarterback. What are you doing?
Yeah,
but the guy
that's
said,
just the guaranteed money. He
Yeah.
just gets $100 million non-guaranteed. But
so
yeah.
the question is, it's a practice. If you intercept me, it's like, okay, intercept me. Why would I go chase you? And then why would the guy stiff arm the $50 million quarterback? So
I think that shows a little bit. I'm a Carolina Panthers fan, and I like Cam a lot. But I think he shows signs at times of a little bit of immaturity.
Yeah.
Whether it's on the field or on the sidelines, you'll see him. I think the one thing, I mean, obviously with Auburn and what he did there was incredible coming out of junior college and going through some really tough times to get back to where he was at Auburn. But now you look at him with the Panthers, and he is their leader. I mean, he's their face of the franchise. It's sometimes you got to rise above those type of situations, and you got to say, there's kids watching me, my teammates are watching me because I am the leader. But Cam does show that from time to time, and also you'll see that in the playoffs. I think the Carolina Panthers have been very strong over the last 3 to 5 years, but Cam can get down in situations where it can hurt them. I think you see him throw a towel over his head, and that's kind of been his go-to thing for a long time. But I think in situations like that, you want to see leaders raise their heads up and get everybody back in the game, get everybody going in the right direction. And I think those are the types of teams that get over the hump and can win championships. So that's my humble opinion.
There you go. I think you're right. We're talking to Drew Bedard again, Bristol Motor Speedway. Of course, today we're here, and we're going to be here the following Wednesday. But starting next Wednesday, we crank up Bristol Live. Of course, the track cranks up in a big-time way, the doubleheader. And so everybody's busy spit shining the track, getting everything ready to go. Fans are starting to – some of the campers will be coming into this weekend, obviously, getting ready, and even so a little bit now, but more so this weekend. So it's here.
It's time. We're ready, man. It's beautiful blue skies outside, and we couldn't be more excited about next week. And, yeah, kicking off on Wednesday, it's hard to imagine that this time next week that we'll have practice and qualifying on the track and be ready for a modified and a truck series race. But that's what we live for, these events. So, yeah, we're ready, and we can't wait to welcome everybody home. Obviously, you're seeing it's kind of buzzing around the building today, and that's the way it is all the way leading up until every race day for next week. There's campers. You can see the line over at Earhart Campground, and I know our campers will be coming in this Sunday. And this is what they live for. This is their vacations. I know we talked about this before, but just how humbling it is to see these people that come from all over the country and all over the world, and they want to spend a week here with us in East Tennessee. It's fantastic. So, I'm looking forward to the events next week. There is something every day for everyone. Whether you just like to tailgate and have a good time with your friends, or you like to go shopping, we got the new merchandise midway that we're going to have between the Speedway and Dragway. That's going to feature the new Fanatics store, which is going to be a big mega mall for everybody who wants to shop for their favorite driver gear, which is really cool. And a fan zone down here in front that's going to be a more concentrated kind of fun area for fans to be around, a stage. We've got the guest welcome village. We got the Ferris wheel, the kids zone, the Battle at Bristol experience, all these different things that we're going to be offering folks next week. But and then there's a short track right over there that we offer some racing excitement for each day and night. Both Wednesday and Friday right now are still just as low as $30 that you can get tickets. And of course, you got a doubleheader on Wednesday, and it kind of feels like a doubleheader on Friday, where you got Bass Pro Shops qualifying on Friday with the Spring Cup Series, which is always nuts now with this new format. And then you've got the Food City 300, which is going to feature stars like Kyle Busch and Kevin Harvick and Joey Logano. Those guys like to race in that race. Ryan Blaney's going to be running the triple header, or he's going to be running all three races for NASCAR's lead series with the Truck Series, the Xfinity Series, and the Spring Cup Series. And then, of course, you roll into Saturday night. And, I mean, our plans of what we've got coming for Saturday night, it's going to be a blast. The Blackout, obviously, with Chevy. Steven Tyler with the pre-race concert, and then, of course, all of our amazing pre-race activities that we have with our military tributes, and then the lights go on and the flash bulbs go off, and it's time to go racing in the night race. So
it's Bristol, baby.
That's right. It's Bristol, baby. Is there a better three-word phrase to wrap up this experience?
No. That's it.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
We're talking to Drew Bedard again. So let's talk about something that's out there, and we're hearing some buzz about it. But you mentioned it, the Blackout on Saturday night. Of course, Chevrolet right at the end of the spring race season, announcing that Chevrolet's back as the official car of Bristol Motor Speedway official vehicle. So they've taken it to the next level, and they're going to utilize that by having a Blackout on Saturday night with their Silverado, the Midnight Black Silverado from Chevrolet. So tell us about that.
Yeah, it's really exciting, and it has picked up a lot of steam. So what we asked fans to do, partnering with Chevy and to celebrate their new Midnight Silverado, is we've asked we've asked all of our fans to pick their favorite black shirt, their favorite black T-shirt, whatever they want to wear, and it has been gangbusters ever since we launched this thing, of people sharing them over Twitter and other means, just sending them in of what they're going to wear on Saturday night. And actually, we sent out an email earlier this week that had the opportunity for people to buy, if they haven't gotten a shirt yet. Chevrolet at their display in the merchandise midway is going to be giving away some T-shirts. They've got limited quantities of T-shirts they're going to be giving away for the blackout. And then we sent out the links for our Speedway World store, which we're right next to our online Speedway World store, and the NASCAR.com Superstore. And those are the highest click links. I mean, it is crazy of people trying to get a T-shirt for Saturday night. I think, we've talked about this before, but the idea was to get everybody around one thing. What the home team stadiums for other sports like NFL, MLS, Major League Baseball, like we talked about before, is that they all are around one color, or they're around their team. They're around their home team. And if you're at the, whatever, the Ravens or the Red Sox or the Raiders, I just went for 3 R's there in a row. Your Raiders, of course.
Can I wear a Raiders T-shirt Saturday night?
That's right, absolutely. Yeah, black and the silver and black, right? Yeah, so you could wear their T-shirt. We're encouraging everybody to wear their favorite driver or Bristol T-shirt, of course. But again, it has gone so well. People are so fired up about being a part of this kind of groundswell, this movement behind the blackout. So we're really excited about it. We hope if you're hearing this and you can listen to it later this week on the podcast, get your black T-shirt. Be here Saturday night. And, again, we've told people it might be a little warm that day. Actually, the weather's looking beautiful for next weekend with the high 80s and then maybe low 60s, or I think that was what it's showing. I mean, that is just going to be beautiful. But so get your black T-shirt. If it's too warm during the day, pack it in your bag and bring it on into the stadium. But if we want to see those loud and proud. I know everybody's been showing off their old Intimidator T-shirts or their Dale Jr. T-shirts or actually all their Bristol gear from over the years. So we hope everybody has fun with it.
You go to when you watch an NBA playoff game, I know with Golden State, I mean, their place was full of yellow. I think it was yellow and blue, and same when the Cavaliers played. So same kind of thing when you come to Bristol on that Saturday night for the Urban Tools night race. We want a sea of black.
That's right.
And that'll be really neat. Yeah. Really, really cool.
Yep.
I really am going to wear my Raiders shirt. Is that
you
right?
Should. Absolutely.
Okay. They're looking for a home. Do you see that? Oakland's booted them. They don't want them.
I've seen it. Yes, you talk. You like your Reds and Raiders, if I've listened to your show correctly. And the Oakland Raiders might not be Oakland Raiders anymore soon enough. But
it says the city, quote, has given the Raiders not a viable proposal yet. They have not given one. They're not interested in keeping them. So
the Oakland Coliseum, the A's have been there for years too. It's not the best facility in the world, but they're doing their best. I mean, I work at a facility. We're all doing our best to put on the best show, and I think they've updated it very nicely over the years. But, I mean, you're looking for a modern facility with better suites and better Wi-Fi access and all these different amenities that fans need these days. They want connectivity. They want to be looking at their fantasy drafts. They want to be doing all those things and also just have a nice environment to watch a game. So that's what, a lot of the major cities are pushing for, and usually getting it across, whether it's taxpayer dollars or their own dollars, somebody's building a stadium. So
somebody's building a stadium.
I see my friend Landon Owen in the wings. I bet he's going to talk about ticket sales as well.
He's actually got the quiz show. See, look here. So he got.
Are you quizzing him this?
No, he's asking me.
All right.
Oh yeah,
yep, absolutely.
So we went last week, and he got a little. I think he got his feelings hurt a little bit.
Sideways.
Yeah, a little sideways. Yeah. Use the Bristol.
Yeah, he got a little sideways.
A little sideways. So he's going to come over and ask me the question. What is the topic? I think it's college.
He's talking to our communications director,
Dana Landry.
Dana Landry over here, yeah.
Hey, Landon, is it college football? What is it? What's the topic? What's the chance I can go 5 for 5?
Fair is the word he used. Fair.
Should be in politics.
Questions.
Should be in politics.
Yeah.
Anyway, we're getting ready. We're gearing up for Bristol Live next Wednesday. Can't wait. It's going to be a lot of fun. 4 days of coverage and 3 on property. And, of course, next Thursday we'll be downtown with Food City Family Race Night. So it's we're going to
I hope everybody's going to tune in to Bristol Live next week. And, of course, you do a great job with that, which we talked about before. But Wednesday through Saturday, we'll have different hours each day. Please go to the website, bristolmotorspeedway.com, and go into the fan info section and click on Bristol Live. You'll find the live feed there and also all the radio stations you can listen to, the scanner frequency, and it'll be streamed through the Bristol Motor Speedway mobile app. So Bristol Live is one of those great features that has really grown in prominence over the last couple of years. It's a true service to the fans. We want them to have as much information as possible. We're going to be playing it at all the guest service areas, the guest welcome villages, and, of course, the fine people of Bristol Motor Speedway. All the fans are going to be hearing your voice on the trams this time around as well as the voice of Bristol Motor Speedway. So they've got a lot to look forward to, and you're going to be helping to inform all of our fans about how they can have a better guest experience, and that's what it's all about.
3 words. It's Bristol, baby.
It's Bristol, baby.
You
all right,
got
Tom.
it.
Thank you, man.
Appreciate it.
Thank you, Jimmy.
That's my man, Drew
Horace,
Bedard.
right? I got to call you Horace.
That's all right, man.
That's
right. You can call me whatever you want.
Just call him for dinner. There you go. Quick break. We'll be right back. We're about to go 5 for 5 on the quiz show. Landon Owens joins us coming up next year. We're on the road again at the Bruton Smith Building at Bristol Motor Speedway on the Tom Taylor Sports Show.
Import Auto Repair in Johnson City. One of the 8 areas of your vehicle that takes constant continuing education is the air conditioner on your vehicle.
Well, you would think that AC would be a simple one, but it's getting to be a lot bigger than just AC. It's the management of the system, not just AC, but heat and everything. It's a lot more computer controlled than it used to be. It used to be just a little button on the dash that you pushed. Now there's all kinds of electronics involved in that. Braking systems used to be fairly simple. Now some of the newer vehicles, you have to have a computer to actually operate the braking system to make sure that it's okay after you've worked on it. Computer controlled of the engine is becoming very important. There's a lot to that. Each one of these areas, the technology is just tripled and quadrupled in the last few years. It's hard to keep up. You really need to stay in the books and know what's going on with them.
American Import Auto Repair, Johnson City, open 6 days a week. Call today at 913-3111.
It's Friday night at 7 o'clock. You've been involved in a car accident. You may be out of state on vacation or just a few miles from home. What do you do? Who do you call? At Farmers Insurance Group, one call is all you have to make. Hello, this is Jim Klein, an agent with Farmers Insurance. It's called One and Done. You don't have to wait till Monday morning to file a claim. You can make the initial call and we'll begin right away to help you. We assist you in moving the vehicle to a certified repair shop, getting you set up with rental car, and informing your agent. Then here at the staff at Jim Klein Farmers Insurance, we follow the claim through to the end. It's that easy. One and Done. We're your one and done location for all your insurance needs. Auto, home, life, commercial, workers' comp, and bonds. We can help you with all your insurance needs. Give me a call today, Jim Klein Farmers Insurance at 247-5400. Your one and done location in Kingsport, 247-5400.
Kingsport Cabinetry installs cabinets and countertops all over the 3-state region. Owner Richard Isaac says there is no charge for his quotes.
All of our quotes and drawings are free. I know a lot of the national chains, big box stores and stuff, and I understand they have to charge a price to come out and measure and do a quote, but here at Kingsport Cabinetry, we do all that for free in hopes that our service is good enough. I always tell people this, Tom. I say, you can go anywhere in this town and get a product like I have, but find somebody you're comfortable working with. If you're not comfortable working with me, find somebody you are comfortable working with. But I can guarantee you we'll give you the service. We have a full shop back here that we do custom work, and I'll just move on a little bit. We get into commercial work. We do a lot of commercial work, a lot of health care, a lot of restaurants, banks, schools, things like that too.
Kingsport Cabinetry. Call Richard Isaacs today at 247-6134.
Back on the Tom Taylor Sports Show. Thanks for being with us here on this Wednesday. 134 days till Christmas, if you care. Most don't. Most don't want to hear that, but it's going to be Christmas up here next week for the NASCAR fans, I can tell you that, because it is going to be 3 days on track of some wild racing. I'm going to tell you, the doubleheader starting a week from tonight. Bush Beans 150, the Wheeling Modified. Tommy Barrett was the winner last year. I'll never forget that. Jumped out of the car, got ready to interview him, and he just let out a big woo-hoo. I mean, he was screaming top of his lungs, said, I just won at Bristol, baby. It was awesome. And that's the kind of reaction a lot of these guys, even the veteran Cup drivers, man, Landon, almost all of them have said, everyone I've ever been around said, on their mantle at the end of the racing career, they want something from Bristol, whether the spring race or the fall race or both, but they want a trophy on their mantle that says, I wanted Bristol, and so we're going to be treated some banging starting next, actually a week from tonight, so it's going to be a lot of fun. Good afternoon, by the way. Good morning, sir.
How are you?
Good. How are you doing? Everything good?
Fantastic.
Yeah.
We're as busy as could be, and we're a week away from having cars on the track with the UNOH 200 and the Bush's Beans 150. So it's basically race week for us here, and it's busy. It's Bristol, baby.
Sitting outside the ticket office here, I'm watching all 7 windows. Most of the time, all 7 folks are on the phone. Yes, thank you for calling Bristol Motor Speedway. It's Bristol, baby, and they're taking ticket orders. So there is a buzz here, and it's already beginning to grow here. This is going to get even bigger, of course, we get close to the race. But let's talk before we get into the quiz show that I'm going to ace. Let's go ahead and – now, you told me we sit down and said, you got a fair shot. See, I don't know. Fair is rather subjective. Some would say fair means I don't have a snowball's chance. Fair can mean it's a cream puff questions. It's college football, right?
It's college football. We got 4 true false and 1 that you're going to have to answer. So,
okay.
Ouch.
Ouch. Yeah, that's not. See, that's just, now I'm getting a little nervous already. Starting
yeah,
to get
I like
sweaty.
it.
Yeah, that's right. Put me a little uneasy.
You'll do fine. You'll do
okay.
fine.
Yeah.
You're
Famous last words.
You're
yeah.
in good hands.
You're going to do fine, Tom. All right, let's talk tickets. Let's get ready to, again for the world's last great Coliseum. Let's the doubleheader coming up Wednesday. Future of NASCAR is our young people. Got to get them involved in the sport. This is a great opportunity to bring because they get in free next Wednesday, right?
Family night. Yeah, absolutely. Tickets are $30 for adults if you get them this week. Next week they'll be $35, but kids 15 and under are free. And if you're a season ticket holder, you get them for $15, again, if you get them this week. So don't forget the kids. Bring them down. They don't need a ticket. Just bring them in with you when you get here and have a good old time. It's going to be a heck of a show.
Horace, can we take his picture and put it on the Facebook?
Yeah.
We can put it. This is a Marshall man. What are you talking about? This is
Marshall.
Now wait a minute. See now. Wait a minute. Hang on a minute. Now see, you done hit a nerve because me and Owen over here, we ain't puny. A couple of boys with some girth, so don't run that mouth about Marshall too much. You may be another Geno Smith before it gets done. We may jack you. So.
I think you could have played O-line up there rather than been on the radio.
Oh, yeah. It was back in the day. You know, when I was there, this is the truth. They played at Fairfield Stadium. Mm-hmm. And they were so bad when I was in school. Mm-hmm. This is the truth. We would actually go to the stands at a Marshall football game. We had backgammon tournaments in the stands.
No kidding.
Me and you'd play, and I got beaten. I dropped down, and I'd look out and go, oh, they scored another touchdown, the other team. Yeah. It's your turn. I mean, it was that bad. It was more of a social event because they were terrible.
Yeah.
In fact, one decade, they were the worst, I think it was the 60s, the worst football team in America as far as win-loss. It's not the case now, though.
No, certainly not.
They've come a long way, baby, as they say.
Good to see them back.
Yep. Anyway, Landon and I are Marshall men, and we're very proud of that. We are
Marshall.
There you go. So tickets, again, getting ready to get cranked up. They go up price-wise. We have until Saturday to get them before the rate increase for race week, right?
Mm-hmm. That's right. You know, it's just it puts a little bit of a premium on the forecast, right? Yeah, sure. So act now. You get to save a little bit of money, and you know, when you renew your tickets, we'll even give you a little bit more off. So it's a great deal here. You know, we always take care of our customers and our guests, and you know, I started to see some campers already parked out there in the lot. So we couldn't be more excited to have people here already.
Bush Beans 150, the Whelen Modified Tour, again, cranking it up and getting everything started on Wednesday, and then come right back with the Camping World Truck Series UNOH 200 presented by Zaloop. And, again, Brad Keselowski will come back to defend his crown from a year ago, one of the Cup drivers. I don't know if he's going to be in that race, but there are going to be some Cup drivers in that race. I think Ryan Blaney's pulling triple duty this weekend. Rumor has it Kyle Busch may be in that truck again because he loves driving everything he can get his wheels on this track. Whatever's going on, he wants to be a part of it, so he may be in that event. So anyway, that's the doubleheader on Wednesday, and we'll again tickets start at what price on those right now?
$30 for adults. Kids are free.
Can't beat it. I mean, it's a doubleheader, and it's a fantastic evening. Again, it's general admissions. You can pretty much pick your seat where you want to go, and so this is the way to go to start everything off. That's on Wednesday. Thursday, off property with Food City Family Race Night. Then you come back, and here's the ticket price you want to get. This is for me. 800 laps. Get tickets for Friday night, the 300 and the 500 on Saturday. 800 laps of racing, the world's last great Coliseum. Those ticket prices start at what?
$99.
$99.
Throw in qualifying and practice along with it on Friday, and I mean, what more could you want?
For 800 laps of racing in the world's last great Coliseum for $99, I mean, what a deal.
Your lap per dollar price drops quite a bit when you get it for the weekend.
I mean, it's awesome. So there is Logan. Gosh, I just got embarrassed.
Cheering section.
I never get embarrassed.
Yeah.
I just got embarrassed. Wow.
Yep.
So anyway, that's the value, folks. 423 Bristol, BristolTix.com. And again, get 800 laps. A lot of the Cup drivers being here on Friday night, that 300. A different race from a strategy standpoint because there's less laps. These guys want to get up front, stay up front. Sometimes the 500 by their own admission, they'll kind of sit back and kind of let everything kind of work itself out. But 300 laps, you got to get up there and kind of stay on it, right?
You got to go.
Yeah.
You know, it's exciting from the green flag to the checkered flag, and there's no breaks.
Yeah.
That's the thing here. There's just no breaks. We had A.J. Allmendinger here a couple weeks ago, and we were asking him, you know, who do you try to stay away from? He's like, you can't. You can stay away from somebody at a big track at the mile and a half or the super speedways, but here at Bristol, you know, you're always going to see the people you don't want to be racing next to, and that's usually what leads to Ty Dillon and Reagan Smith getting into it at Watkins Glen last weekend. And you know, they were saying on the broadcast that started here in the spring, so you know, all paybacks lead to Bristol as well. So we're expecting to see some fireworks.
Of course, I just read this morning Denny Hamlin and Jimmy Johnson kind of got mixed up a little bit there at Watkins Glen, and so it was interesting. Both camps said maybe Michigan, but certainly Bristol may be a place to do a little payback. So because they're up tight and close, as you said, and to envision what goes on at Bristol, how far are you now apart? 2 feet?
About a couple feet.
Yeah. Imagine you and 43 cars from me to him, going 115, 116, 118 down the back stretches and the front stretch, coming off the curves back down to about 100, I guess. And we're bumper to bumper for 43 cars for 300 laps or 500 laps. And that's, you know, Rusty Wallace said it's like riding around the top of a cereal bowl at 120 miles an hour. I mean, it's a recipe for, I wouldn't say disaster, but a recipe for
chaos,
hurt feelings, tensions, stress. So if you've never been, I actually ran into some people this week that lived here all their life and never been to Bristol Motor Speedway, and I thought, man, you don't know what you're missing.
You're missing out.
Oh,
yeah.
And then the NASCAR fans I've talked to come from other tracks say when they come here, there's not a bad seat. Some of the big tracks, you see them come around every couple of minutes, but here, everything's right in front of you. And again, if you've not been here, you owe it to yourself to come. And once you come, I promise you'll get hooked here at Bristol Motor Speedway. The combo ticket, again, for Friday night and Saturday starts at $99. If you want to come, if your schedule can only allow you to come on Friday night, that's the only race you can catch this year, what will those tickets be?
They start at $30 if you get them this week. If you're coming up on race night, they're $35. They go up from there, I'm sure, but kids are half price as well. So you kind of get, your bang for your buck on those 2 nights is just incredible.
How many, we get all 50 states coming to here? How many countries? 20,
About
25?
25, I think. 25 or 26 last year.
Yeah.
26 last year, and we already had 25 in the bank, I think, for this year. So we'll see how many people walk up from Turkey and China on race day. There's always somebody.
And there's a big pocket. I didn't know this, but there's a huge pocket of fans from Australia flying here for the race. It's unbelievable.
We always see them, and it is really incredible.
Yeah.
It is really incredible.
423 Bristol, BristolTix.com. And also, let's talk about tickets. If you upgrade or get season tickets, you can put yourself in the running for a guarantee for those tickets for that big football game next year, right?
That's right. They had Ty Dillon up at Virginia Tech yesterday, actually going through camp. And that's one of those things, Tech's about halfway through their allotment, not counting students. If we count students, you take a few more out of that. So they may only have about 10,000 tickets left to sell up there. We don't have that many left ourselves, and you can get them with a night race ticket. So you buy a night race ticket, you can put a deposit down for the football game. If you want to upgrade the season for next year, you can guarantee that. But for right now, let's just get you in the door, make sure you got at least something that you can kind of count on, and at least you have a shot at it.
There you go.
Yeah.
423 Bristol or BristolTix.com. Either way, you can make that phone call, and of course the 1-800 number is
866-415-4158.
There you go. Man knows it because he's the director of ticket sales here at Bristol Motor Speedway. All right. So, Dylan was in Blacksburg yesterday with Frank Beamer, who's a huge fan of this facility. And he's been the Grand Marshal once, maybe twice. Frank Beamer, the legendary coach, 29-year coaching veteran of Virginia Tech, the Hokies, will be here next year to battle the Tennessee Vols in the Battle of Bristol. And so they had a little promotional shoot, I guess, yesterday up there, and Dylan with his Hokie football jersey on, right?
That's right. And Frank, kind of a jokester that he is, and has such a great sense of humor, gave him a present when he was there. He opens the thing, and it's a jersey, and it says number 7 on it. Well, Virginia Tech had a pretty famous number 7 up there, Michael Vick. Well, he opens it up, and on the back it turns it over, and it says, "I love Reagan." Referencing Reagan Smith and the scuffle they had, and that, of course, was his number. So, yeah, pretty funny.
Good.
We saw that on the news last night. I didn't make the trip up, but that was pretty neat.
Yeah, a little twist. Little twist. There you go.
To see those guys, they had Ty's car up there, and those guys got to climb in the number 3, and what a thrill it must have been for those guys to do that. And Ty was just like in astonishment of the size of the guys that they have, and it's going to be something special.
It is.
It just can't wait.
And speaking of Virginia, obviously you know this better than anybody. The ticket base, Virginia is a great state for season ticket holders for Bristol Motor Speedway, right?
Absolutely, and we stretch from D.C. down to the Tidewater and all the way over here to Bristol. So we have them from all over the place in Virginia. It's one of our top states, of course. They just love this place. So what a perfect fit for that football game on top of it.
You got it. We're talking to Landon Oning, the director of ticket sales. Got him for a few more minutes. He's busy because folks in here needing his attention from time to time because they're selling tickets and selling a bunch of them. 423 Bristol, bristoltix.com. People keep asking me, is there going to be a sellout this time? Is there going to be a sellout? I said, I don't know. I don't think anybody knows that. But just judging on what I'm hearing on the phone activity, and I think we're going to have a big house. I don't know if it's a sellout, but we're going to have a big house.
It's going to be darn close.
Yeah.
I know we're already going to be ahead of last year, and last year was almost there. Just depends on it. We didn't get a good forecast last year, unfortunately, and I think that plays into some parts of people's mindsets. But that's why we give you a little bit of a discount to go ahead and lock in early, and it won't hurt you as bad. So we're going to get the race in here. It's going to be great. I mean, heck, look at the day today.
It's beautiful.
And it's been like that, for the last couple of weeks. So let's just hope it stays true, and we're going to have some great racing next Saturday night.
Tom Taylor Sports Show. We're live today. We take it every Wednesday on the road. We're here again in the lobby of the Bruton Smith Building. And the tickets, as we've told you, 423 Bristol, BristolTix.com. And get yourself tickets. And again, for $99, that's the one for me.
Yeah.
Get 2 races, 800 laps at the world's last great Coliseum, starting at $99. That is a heck of a bargain. And again, we say this every time we're on the air, but Reader's Choice from the USA Today, they polled them to give you the top 5 races in the world. The only race in NASCAR, not Talladega, not Daytona, not Texas, not any other track in NASCAR. The only one that cracked the top 5 from the USA Today Reader's Choice Awards was the Urban Tools Night race at Bristol Motor Speedway. Enough said. So it's known not only in the States, but it's known around the world. And if you can get a ticket to come up here and watch 800 laps of this track for $100, hello.
Yeah.
I'm not the sharpest knife in the drawer, but I'm in there on that one. That is a great value.
Throw in football too.
Yeah.
And the chance to get
that's
football
exactly
on top
right.
of it. I mean, give me a break.
800 laps plus a chance to get tickets to come back and watch Tennessee and Virginia Tech in September of next year. No brainer. So anyway, well put, great job. So let's get into I'm a nervous wreck now. Let's
Here we go.
Here comes the theme music. All right.
All week for this.
Quiz show. Okay. That's not what I wanted to hear.
Of course, you got the buzzer lined up.
Yeah. Go ahead and try that buzzer one time.
I want to make sure
you want to see the buzzer
He
work?
wants to hear
I
it
just
one
want
time.
to see if it's working.
Oh, yeah, it's going. Come on now. Get this. Oh, me, oh, my. Here we go.
We got a test. Okay. All right.
Okay. All right.
College football is a category.
There we go.
All right. Last week you hit me with a Florida State question.
Yes, I did.
You said they had the most draft picks over a 3-year period, right?
Yes, I did.
Well, I thought that was the quiz show.
Well, you remember how good they were back in the 90s.
Yes.
Right? They had a couple national championships, a couple Heisman winners. They finished in the top 5, I think, 14 straight years. They went 109-19 for the decade.
This is set up. Okay.
But did not have the most wins in Division I during the decade of the 1990s. My question to you, Mr. Taylor, is who did?
Who had the most wins in the 1990s decade of college football?
In Division I, yep.
In Division I. Most wins, 1990s. Okay, the 90s. I'm going to go, got a couple I'm going to jump out here. I'm going to say University of Miami. Could be the Nebraska Cornhuskers. Let me think of a Big Ten team that had a pretty good run in the 90s. Ohio State was, that was when Tressel was there. So, okay, the winningest football program in the 90s in college football had the most wins. How many wins was it?
114.
104. Not that matters. What does that make?
More than 109.
Here you go. Okay, I'm going to go out here. So I'm going to go with my gut. Most wins in the 90s modern college football, I'm going to say the Miami Hurricanes.
Is that your final answer?
Final answer.
Horse?
Yes.
Hit me a buzzer.
Oh, man. Is it Nebraska?
You had to pay attention to the question. It said Division I. What's on your mouse pad right there?
Marshall? No.
Marshall went 114 and 19
All right.
for the 90s. They won 2 national championships in Division I AA.
Yes, they did.
They went undefeated twice. They finished as the runner-up in 1AA 3 times and capped the decade with Knoxville native Chad Pennington at the helm, went undefeated in 99 and beat BYU. So they won 114 games in the 90s, winning this program in Division I.
Wow.
As we were just talking about.
That's awesome.
Now you're making me feel like you
like
wanted to know if there was going to be a Marshall question.
Yeah, you did. So
I thought for sure that was going to be a layup for you. But
yeah, no.
All right.
So if you thought I was going to get that one, then I'm in trouble. So.
Well, the rest of them are true false, so you got 50-50 shot.
Now, did you say who you were playing for?
No.
That's a good thing.
Yeah. So it doesn't make a difference.
Well,
so
I guess you're playing
for
me. If I stump you and you go 0 for 5, I think I get it.
I guess
right?
you win it. Yeah.
Okay.
All right. If I go over, you win the prize.
All right, deal.
Number 2.
All right. Well, like you, we said, I'm a Marshall guy, but I was a Syracuse guy first. Grew up in upstate New York, right near Watkins Glen. I had season tickets to Syracuse when I was growing up, and they were really good. They've got a long and not a recent history of producing good professionals. But, the number 44 up there is the legend. The zip code ends in 44. The campus phone number starts in 44. And, of course, the first 3 guys to wear it were all-time greats. Jim Brown was the first guy to wear it.
Floyd Little
wore it. He was the 3rd one, and the middle one was Ernie Davis, and he won the Heisman Trophy. And they made a movie, The Express, about it. So, true or false? None of those 3 guys still rank in the top 10 all-time in rushing yards at Syracuse.
At Syracuse?
At Syracuse, all-time rushing yards, none of those 3 are in the top 10.
Jim Brown, Ernie Davis, or Floyd Little, none of those are in the top 10.
All 3 College Football Hall of Famers.
I would say that's true.
Buzzer?
Go ahead.
Buzzer? No, wait a minute. He just nods his head now. Like, go ahead. See, you're way too confident. He just does this. Just does this like, my boy's over 2. Okay.
That is false. The only one that is in the top 10 is Floyd Little. He was 6th.
Okay.
If you remember back then, you couldn't play as freshman. You couldn't play as freshman until after Marshall's plane crash. So they couldn't play more than 3 years. Joe Morris is actually the all-time leading rusher. Little Joe Morris from the Giants.
Yeah.
Larry Zonka didn't wear 44, but he's only 4th. So a lot of great running backs from out of there.
We sure appreciate Landon coming by for the quiz show.
All right.
We're running out of time.
All right.
No.
We'll go quick on the rest
I'm
of
just
them.
teasing.
All right.
Oh, no.
Number 3.
Oh, please get one right, Tom.
Another running back question.
All right.
True or false? There are more running backs in the College Football Hall of Fame than any other position.
More running backs in the College Football Hall of Fame than any other position. I would say that's false.
You are correct.
Thank you. There we go.
Good
Hit that
job.
bell, horse. I'm going to say quarterback or offensive lineman.
Offensive line.
Yeah.
Offensive line was number 1. While quarterbacks have been taken number 1 overall in the draft, there's only 136 in the Hall of Fame, 237 running backs, and 242 linemen.
There you go.
There you go.
So I'm 1 for 3.
1 for 3.
Staving off embarrassment, all right?
Yep.
Here we go.
All right, number 4.
By the way, I'll say next week I'll be over here. If you want to come over during the show, and well, I'll be till probably we got Bristol Live, but in 2 weeks I'm back up here.
Yeah.
Come on by.
Oh, we'll get you.
Because I'm jacked up now.
All right.
It's on.
All right. You hit me with a Jim Harbaugh question last week,
yes,
too.
I did.
This was your trick question.
All right.
All right. You said he was the QB coach at the Raiders.
Yes.
True or false, including the pros, Michigan is now his 4th head coaching job. True or false, Michigan is now his 4th head coaching job.
All right. San Jose, Stanford. Gosh, who's the 3rd one? And then now Michigan. Where did he just come from? He came from San Francisco. Stanford. That's true.
It is true.
Oh, there you go. The old Cowboys snuck up and got one. 2 for 4.
49ers,
right?
Stanford, Michigan, and San Diego.
San Diego, yep.
Yep, San Diego. Very good.
2 for 4, thank you.
Okay.
Here we go.
Which side of the fence are you going to fall on?
I'm going to finish strong.
Well, you also hit me with a Saban question last week, too. Nick Saban's from my wife's hometown, Fairmont, West Virginia.
I think I got a new – she's from Fairmont?
She's from Fairmont, West Virginia.
Really?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. The
Small
whole family
world.
up there. Rick, Marianne, if you're listening, hello.
Cool.
Getting
My
in good
brother's
with
at.
the in-laws. They're coming down for the race next weekend. We're excited. All right. You said he was 91-17, 9 years at Alabama.
She go to Fairmont High or Fairmont West?
She went to East.
Fairmont East?
Yeah, Fairmont East.
Or not West. It's Fairmont East and Fairmont High.
Whatever the Bees.
The Bees,
were.
yeah. Cool.
She was the queen bee in the band.
There you
Wow.
Your wife was the queen. Mrs.
Shocking.
Owen was the queen bee
Yep.
in the band. Give me
Yep.
some taters. They married a bee. All right, a queen bee.
Love you, sweetheart.
All right.
Okay, so brownie points. All right. He went to the Dolphins for a couple years.
Saban did, yes.
He went 15-17 there, including his last year. He was 6-10, and then went to Alabama. True or false? Nick Saban has never had another losing season as head coach.
That's false because he lost the first. See, he was at LSU, and the first year at LSU, he was in a turnaround situation. He lost.
He lost. He had a losing season.
Yeah.
Okay.
Answer. So, all right, it's true or false? You're saying he.
No, yeah, I would say yeah.
Oh,
he has never had another losing season. All right.
Oh man.
He went 6-6 twice as the head coach at Michigan State. He went 9-2 at Toledo in his only year there, and he was 7-6 his first year at Alabama.
Well, he never coached LSU, did he?
He did coach at LSU, won national title there.
That's what I thought.
He was always pretty good there, though.
I thought his first year it was a turnaround year and he had a losing record. So the question again was, I missed it, but that's good trivia.
They did not have another losing season other than that one with the Dolphins. So
Wow.
he's never had a losing season in college. He went
Good
6-6 twice, 6-5-1 at Michigan State in 3 of his 4 years, and 7-6 his first year at Alabama.
Wow, that's a great stat.
Yep, impressive.
How good they going to be this year?
Man, they're always good. You can just put 10 wins in the win column and see. You can take your over-under at 10.5 and see where they're going to go from there.
So who's the best in college football now? Ohio State or Alabama?
I don't know how you pick against them.
Yeah.
I mean, the embarrassment of riches that they have, they're amazing. I think their 4-string quarterback could start anywhere else in the country probably.
Absolutely.
But that Tech game, they're going to give them all they want, just like last year. I think it's a good matchup for Tech. I think they can pull the upset there, and then I'll probably see Ohio State run the table again.
Lane Stadium's a tough place to go and play.
It is. I worked there for a couple of years myself, and it was Thursday nights was always the one we circled on our calendar. Well, this one's a Monday night.
Mm-hmm.
Monday night football in Lane Stadium against the number 1 team in the country. It's going to be rocking. So
Offense a little shaky in Blacksburg, and the defense pretty stout.
defense, is always going to be stout with Bud Foster. They're probably shaping up to have one of the best ones they've ever had this year, to be honest. That front seven's just unbelievable. And then where are you going to throw the ball? You got Kendall Fuller back there leading that group, and so they're a tough defense. Offense, they've got some playmakers. I think all their points came back from last year. They had the most freshmen score points, so they've got some talent. If they can get quarterback play, Brewer had his moments last year. If he could just not throw when he's throwing it away, not throw it to the other team, I think they'll be okay. I really do. I think they'll surprise some people.
I think you're right in the ACC, the Virginia Tech Hokies. Well, okay, 2 for 5. So now you've been working on this, haven't you? You got jacked up on this. I like it.
I did my homework.
You even typed it. Look at that. I used to have it on a napkin or something.
Oh, man.
I had to get some in there, so it was good.
2 for 5.
I'm proud of you, though. Those were good.
All right. 2 weeks, you're back in here. We'll be back up here after the race in 2 weeks. Unless you're taking some time off or whatever. If you're back in here, we're back in here.
Sir, I'll be here. You know it.
Bring some more.
The deadline for football deposits is September 10th, so I promise you I'm not going anywhere before then.
Gotcha.
Yep.
So bring 5 more week after next. Pick the category. You want to do some more college football?
We'll shake it up. We'll do a little potpourri.
I'm a little motivated now. So there's been 2 minutes giggling here at the table today at my expense. That's a great stat. Marshall was the winningest program in the 90s in Division I college football. 114 wins.
Yep.
Wait a minute. Can they see this over here, Horse? Let me put this up here. We are Marshall. That's awesome. That's good stuff. Good job,
Good
man.
stuff.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Sir. Appreciate him again. Landon Owen, Director of Ticket Sales. Marshall, the winningest program in the 90s in college football, 114 wins, and we both are proud card-carrying members of the Thundering Herd. Good stuff. Quick break. We'll be right back.
You got to finish it up.
Yeah, get that.
You got to finish it up.
I love it. Horace came up with that music. Good stuff. Good stuff. Appreciate Landon, a good friend, and does a great job, again, motivating the troops and selling tickets here at Bristol Motor Speedway. Quick break. We'll be right back. We are here. Hour number 1's gone. Coming up, we've got stories about the Raiders. Nobody wants them. Also got a story, let's see, the Deflategate still out there. It just doesn't go away. Also, we got a young man from Science Hill named All-American. Also, Vanderbilt's in the news doing some things in Nashville for their program. And also, the Little League fraud cover-up continues in Chicago, which is a sad statement that we're stacking the deck for Little League teams now in our country. So, pitiful. But we'll have all that and more coming up. Also, later on the show, Brandon Cross joins us from the Bristol Dragway. And also coming up in a few minutes, we got our weekly Reds report. God, they're awful. They are terrible, the Reds.
Let's go Mets.
Let's go Mets.
First place. Here we go. It's our year. You got to believe.
Oh, me, oh, my. You got to believe. David Wright, by the way, in rehab.
He is.
He DH'd the other night, went 1 for 3, had a walk. Last night he played 5 innings defensively at third base down in Port St. Lucie. Has spinal stenosis, which is the narrowing of the spinal cord, the spinal column, which I can't even imagine how you can even play ball with something like that. But he's on his way back on the rehab. Hasn't played since April the 14th, and so he's back, and he's a Mets fan. Who's the all-time greatest Mets player?
Darryl Strawberry.
No.
Yeah.
What is no?
Forget Seaver.
Strawberry. Seaver.
Seaver turned his back on me once. I didn't care for that. So can't do that.
Smokes. The greatest Met is Darryl Strawberry.
Darryl Strawberry. Piazza, he's up there.
I might go Piazza, but what about Kuzman?
Objectively, Seaver.
Kuzman, maybe.
Probably top 5.
Yeah. One of the quick story before we go to the break. One of the biggest fights we ever had at growing up, us 4 boys, over the dumbest thing in the world. But my little brother stole an Ed Kranepool Mets baseball card out of my stash and put it on his bike for a little click on his spokes.
Yep.
Ed Kranepool's like a no-name, but it was just the way it was taken while I was asleep, stole out. And so, to quote the Bible, there was weeping and wailing and gnashing of teeth. I beat the stuffing out of him because he stole my Ed Kranepool card for the Mets. You remember him?
Yeah, he was the answer to the trivia question last night. Last Mets 17-year-old to participate in a major league game.
Ed Kranepool.
Ed Kranepool.
Wow. Darryl Strawberry, the greatest Met ever.
He was not for what he did off the field, of course.
But on the field, he was pretty good.
When I was growing up, I mean, that was it. Doc and Darryl.
He was it. He was the stuff. Started in Kingsport, as a matter of fact.
That's right.
K-Meds. All right, quick break. We'll come right back. You're welcome back anytime.
Thank you, sir.
This guy, he is on it. He's cool. I like him.
All right.
We'll take a break. We'll be right back. More from, again, Bristol Motor Speedway, the Bruton Smith Building on the Tom Taylor Sports Show.
Life has its twists and turns. It can take many different shapes. But a good retirement plan changes with your life. And as we talk about what you're putting away and how much you'll need to retire, what was uncertain becomes clear. At Wells Fargo Advisors, we believe conversation leads to financial clarity. Let's start a conversation today.
Can you stop copying me?
At FCA, we're touching millions one heart at a time. Since 1954, the Fellowship of Christian Athletes has been putting the heart and soul in sports by challenging athletes and coaches to impact the world for Jesus Christ. As the largest sports ministry in the world, FCA now reaches over 2 million people annually on the professional, college, high school, junior high, and youth levels. Through this shared passion for athletics and faith, lives are changed, one heart at a time. Learn more at fca.org.
From the driveways where your kids play basketball and ride their bicycles, to the parking lots at your local church or grocery store, Bracken Paving is an important part of many neighborhoods in our area. No matter how large or how small the job, Bracken strives for excellence in every service they provide. It's a foundation for a strong community. Discover the difference at Bracken Paving and Asphalt Maintenance. Give us a call or visit us online at brackenpaving.com.
Back on the Tom Taylor Sports Show, way too much cackling and giggling over that segment now. You guys had too much fun laughing at my expense.
That's what I'm here for.
Yeah, and he's still giggling. That's okay. We appreciate Landon come by. Again, those are good questions.
Yeah, they were.
I did not.
Excellent question. He did a great job.
I did. Yeah. Well, what am I, chopped liver? And I did not know that Marshall had 114 wins, the winningest program in Division I college football in the 90s, which I should have known, but I did not know that. So learned something new. We're going to go from college football. We're going to talk to my man Greg Salyer. You're going to ring him up when we got our new modern technology. Is that correct?
Yes. I got to get his number here. So just hang on a second.
I told you his number. You want to look at it right here? Do you need it?
Yeah, give it to me.
Big fat fingers, and he can't. Forrest got them big fingers. He just can't get himself in them. Just where I'm padding for time here while you're doing that.
Yeah, I'm just going to call here in just a second.
Want you to get registered for these tickets because we're giving them away on Monday. You get a chance to win tickets to the doubleheader on Wednesday. Again, no purchase necessary. We don't need anything but a name, a phone number, or a contact way to get a hold of you.
One ringy-dingy.
I hear one ringy-dingy. Then also, of course, where you live. TomTaylorSportsShow@gmail.com is all you got to do. By the way, Daniel Norris pitches tonight. We'll talk more about that. Yep. Greg Salyer with us. Let's go to the phone. He's there, my buddy. Hello, sir. How are you?
Hey, Tom, I'm well. How about you?
Can you hear me? This is new technology Horace has done. Can you hear me?
I can hear you loud and clear.
Wow.
Outstanding.
That is awesome. Way to go, Horace. Give me some taters. Horace is my man. If he can't do it, nobody can. So, well, let's talk about the Reds. What did they do last night? I know they lost 2 nights ago, 2-1 to the Padres. They win last night, they lose.
Oh, they lost last night. I'll say it didn't start out very pretty. Third inning it was 11-0, and they ended up making it somewhat respectable. They ended up 11-6. Frazier had a big night though, so that was a turnaround for him. He had a 3-hit night, home run, RBI double, and Jason Bourgeois had a 2-run pinch hit home run in the 9th inning. So there were positives that came out of it, but it was pretty much a disaster from the beginning last night.
So they're on the left coast. Please tell me you didn't stay up and watch when they start out 11-0. Did you hang with them the whole time? When did you say I'm going to go to bed?
No, the DVR was running last night. I didn't even start watching that game. It was a 10-10 start, and I woke up this morning to find out what happened. So I slept well, and I probably wouldn't have had I stayed up the first 3 innings of that game.
We're talking to Greg Salyer with our weekly Reds report. And, since the last time we talked, are they getting better? Are they plateauing, or are they getting worse?
Well, the record would not show them getting better for sure. They've not been playing up to the standard I think they should have with the players that they have now. With the all rookie pitching rotation right now, that's pretty tough. Lorenzen, he's one of my guys. I like him. He was the starter last night and took a beating. He's had a few rough starts in a row, and normally, he would be a guy that would be in AAA probably at this point, but just because of the trades that they've made and, Jason Marquis not working out the early part of the season, he has been one of those guys that they've just thrown in there, and he's going to have to learn on the job. That's something that's happened in Major League Baseball over the years. There was a guy, you may remember this guy, he played for the Tigers back in early 2000, a guy named Mike Maroth. I don't know if you remember him or not. In 2003, he had a 9-21 record for the Tigers. But he was the best pitcher they had available. I mean, he really should have been in AAA, but was pitching his heart out in the major leagues. 5.73 ERA that year and a 9-21 record. He was a very promising young pitcher. I don't know that he ever really recovered from that particular year after that, but that's kind of how I see some of these guys the Reds have now. They have guys pitching in the majors, probably need to be in AAA, but they're having to get some on-the-job training.
We're talking again to Greg Salyer, the Reds Report. Again, we're live at Bristol Motor Speedway, the Bruton Smith Building here on the Tom Taylor Sports Show. So after the Padres, they head to L.A. Dodger Stadium for a weekend series. Is that right?
Yeah, that's I'm not looking forward to that. The pitching matchups don't look good. It's just not a series that I'm really looking forward to. So Reds may go in there and sweep the Dodgers. We don't know what's going to happen, but that's probably not a likely thing, and we'll just have to wait and see.
If you're Walt Jocketty and you look at this baseball team that's, again, for the second or maybe third year has underperformed big time, first for Dusty Baker, now twice for Brian Price, do you say, Mr. Price, we no longer need you? Do you make a change to the top of this team in the offseason or not?
Yeah, you have to. I'm surprised they've stuck with Brian Price as long as they have. Some of the writers have written articles just saying, you can't fire the guy. They've had too many injuries. They've traded away the best pitchers they had, and that is true. But still, I think even with the team that he has, the team that's underachieved. There's guys that have had hot streaks. Joey Votto's been red hot since the All-Star break. He's starting to cool off just a little bit. But, his on-base percentage, over 600 for several weeks since the All-Star break. Brandon Phillips has been hitting the ball well, and, of course, outstanding defense. Losing Cozart was tough, but, Suarez has come in, and he's plugged that hole, and you can't say that they've lost anything there. Devin Mesoraco being gone the whole season was a hit. That was hard. But he'll be back next year, and surely something will happen. But you can't use those things and say, well, the guy's doing a great job, because he's not. I mean, he's just not. He's not the guy that should be there right now. I mean, he looks confused. He looks like he doesn't know what's going on half the time. He'll make he'll go out and argue a call that you just look at and just scratch your head like, dude, the call's going your way, don't argue, and then it goes the other team's way, and I don't know, I would have made that change already if I was Walt Jocketty. Bob Castellini may be looking at this thing and saying, hey, Walt, if you don't do this, I'm going to make a change, and it may be you.
There you go. I would agree with that. Again, we're talking to Greg Salyer. I mean, you got Jim Riggleman, a third base coach, a former manager of the Cubs, had some success there, obviously, and, of course, he wasn't overly successful, but at least he knows the game, because you're right. Price went out and argued calls, and they actually won the call, and he went out and debated it, which made no sense. But anyway, Reds in a tailspin. They've kind of thrown in the towel for 2015, and they're playing for the future. And I noticed Cueto had a complete game the other night. First time the Royals got a complete game all season. Comes off of Johnny Cueto, who obviously was a Red until about 2 weeks ago. So I still say, you and I talked about this the other day, I still say it was a big mistake. It's over. You can't change it. But for whatever it's worth, I still think the Reds should have held on to him and let him kind of build a very, very young pitching staff around him, pay him the money, and know that every 5 days he's going to give you a good outing and help these youngsters kind of learn the ropes. But they didn't, and he's in Kansas City and doing very, very well, and the Reds continue to struggle. So there you go. Coming up on Sunday, what's going to be man, you've been on fire, by the way. I want to compliment you. You've got after it. I like it. Come up here, a little fire and a little grit, whatever you want to call it. Not that you weren't before, but you're very passionate about what you're preaching about here lately. And what's going to be this Sunday's sermon, my friend?
Well, Sunday morning we're going to be talking about. We're going to be in. We're going to be in 2 Timothy the next 3 weeks. We're going to be in 2 Timothy chapter 3 this week, and we're going to be looking at what happens when things start going wrong for us. What happens? How do we respond to things? In the day and time that we live in, and because the world's probably not going the way some of us would like to see it, and what do we do? So the title is God's Remedy for Difficult Times, 2 Timothy chapter 3. Well
put. And of course, this past Sunday you preached on don't quit. When things get tough, and the book says it's going to be tough. It's not going to get any better, according to the book, and so it gets tough. Got to hang in there and don't quit. Looking forward to the message on Sunday, and I guess that'll wrap things up. Anything you want to leave us with today about the Cincinnati Reds?
Well, you were talking about the Cueto trade. I watched that game the other night when he pitched against the Tigers. He was Johnny Cueto, and I think it was a 4-hit shutout that he pitched, and it was just a great game, something that we've just grown accustomed to seeing with him. He looked really funny in that blue and white uniform, but I think that came down just to dollars and cents, and I hate that because definitely when Cueto was on the mound, you felt like the team had a chance. No matter who they were playing, with Cueto on the mound, the team had a chance to win the game.
Right.
And that's not there anymore. So it is tough. But, it's going to be interesting to find out what kind of dollars he commands on the free agent market at the end of the year. I don't think the Reds could or would have paid what he'll get. So I think they just saw, we need to cut our losses and see if we can get something in return. They did get 3 left-handers that are all promising minor league pitchers. One of them has pitched 14 games out of the bullpen for the Royals this year, and it's not like they gave him away for nothing, but it hurt. That was a tough trade.
There you go. Hey, great report, my friend. Keep up the good work, and I'll see you Sunday morning. All right.
All right. See you, Tom.
Yep, good man right there. Greg Salyer again with us from the Reds Report from Johnson City, and does a phenomenal job, we think, up there preaching in the pulpit. And so talks about the Reds, and he finally conceded Price has got to go. And he's exactly right. I mean, he is long overdue to get rid of, in my humble opinion, to move him on down the trail. We'll take a quick break. We'll come right back. Got a guy ready to go. Of course, his Cubs are playing pretty good. They're actually in the hunt for the wild card spot in the National League. So that's been a long time since that's been in the offing. So it's not there yet. But the Cubbies are playing some pretty good baseball, much better than the Reds, I might add. And so a quick break. We'll come right back. My man's in the house. We're about to do the Elvis trivia questions. Elvis Quiz Show, the Apesters Pacing back at Bracken Paving, and Tommy Wyman joins us coming up next here on the Tom Taylor Sports Show.
At Bristol Orthotics and Prosthetics, they treat thousands of patients each year dealing with diabetes and its effects. Diabetes overtaking our nation and leaving a path of destruction behind. Through wound care, office visits, and preventive care, they see most of the patients after a problem arises. Using diabetic footwear such as shoes and inserts, a great way to prevent or prolong skin breakdown and amputation. At Bristol Orthotics and Prosthetics, they use only custom molds from patient mold inserts, which further ensure a great recovery, or better yet, prevents a wound from happening. They use custom molded shoes, bracing, custom inserts, and extra depth diabetic shoes to prevent wounds or other skin issues from beginning. Call today, 1-800-524-4447. 39 years, 6 locations, 1 family. Bristol Orthotics and Prosthetics, 1-800-524-4447.
It's Friday night at 7 o'clock. You've been involved in a car accident. You may be out of state on vacation or just a few miles from home. What do you do? Who do you call? At Farmers Insurance Group, one call is all you have to make. Hello, this is Jim Klein, an agent with Farmers Insurance. It's called One and Done. You don't have to wait till Monday morning to file a claim. You can make the initial call and we'll begin right away to help you. We assist you in moving the vehicle to a certified repair shop, getting you set up with rental car, and informing your agent. Then here at the staff at Jim Klein Farmers Insurance, we follow the claim through to the end. It's that easy. One and Done. We're your one and done location for all your insurance needs. Auto, home, life, commercial, workers' comp, and bonds. We can help you with all your insurance needs. Give me a call today, Jim Klein Farmers Insurance at 247-5400, your one and done location in Kingsport, 247-5400.
From the driveways where your kids play basketball and ride their bicycles, to the parking lots at your local church or grocery store, Bracken Paving is an important part of many neighborhoods in our area. No matter how large or how small the job, Bracken strives for excellence in every service they provide. It's a foundation for a strong community. Discover the difference at Bracken Paving and Asphalt Maintenance. Give us a call or visit us online at brackenpaving.com.
Your life is always changing. You never know what shape it will take, or how your financial needs might change. But if we talk about your investments and how they can provide for you and your family, the future becomes clear. At Wells Fargo Advisors, we believe conversation leads to financial clarity. Let's start a conversation today.
All right, Doris, on my phone it says this is a mandatory software update due to the age of your current version. Do I hit update?
I will do that when you get home and plug it in.
What I do, I can't get it to do anything else now. It's blocking everything.
Well, then your phone is locked until you update. But you need to have it plugged in to do it.
Well, so what? It says update. So if I hit update, what happens? So is it going to blow up?
No.
Well,
hang on.
You just said not to hit update.
Why is it going to voice? Oh, it's just downloading your update.
I don't know. That's why I'm nervous, and so it said.
It's downloading.
Okay. Is it okay?
Here, let me plug you in, though, because you don't have much of a charge.
No, we're kind of running down here a little bit on low. Installation failed. There's a problem installing the update. Installation failed. Welcome to my world.
It's because you don't have enough battery.
Okay. Well, so plug it into a retry. Welcome. We're the Tom Taylor Sports Show. We're going through some technology problems here, which is not a. Man, I like to throw this stuff in the ocean. Why doesn't things just work the way it's supposed to all the time, every time? Why does it always have to be changes?
You think it's going to work for me?
Yeah.
Oh, hang on.
Crank him up there.
There we go.
You think it's going to work for me?
No, because you're less likely to do this modern technology than I am, right?
Yeah, you've got Facebook and Twitter. I have neither.
And you don't want it?
I don't want it.
No.
No, I can just barely use my phone and a computer, and that's bad enough.
So I got up this morning, I hit the printer didn't work, and it went through some kind of gibberish, and it finally started working. Now this thing doesn't work, and then the computer needs updates, and it's like, why can't we just leave things as they are?
Go back to the old fax machine.
It's not doing it.
I'm not the least bit surprised.
Your phone's busted. That's
I'm going to let it charge over here, though.
Okay, just let it rev up over there. Tom Taylor Sports Show. Again, we're live here again at Bristol Motor Speedway, the Bruton Smith Building. Where are we time-wise? Because I just can't put my clock over there.
It's 12:30.
Wow.
12:20.
12:20.
Yeah.
Thing's flying by. We're almost halfway through this show. Our show number 125, by the way. And so now the Apester's all stressed out because we've already done one quiz show today, right? She's all worked herself up into a.
Oh yeah, he's already done one quiz show. Just put the questions away, and do it tomorrow. And she didn't like it because the questions are sitting here. I can see the questions sitting there. Put them away so he can't see them.
You're kidding me.
No.
She didn't want me. I can't see those questions. I got this thing
here.
She
can see them.
Well, but she's not doing the show. Apester, honey, look at me. Relax. You get yourself worked up now. Relax. Next week, we're going to do 7 quiz shows on Wednesday. So we're going to do one from Girl Scouts. We're going to do one on tools. We're going to do one on how to make chocolate fudge. We're going to do a quiz show on beaches, famous beaches in the world. We're going to do 7. She'll stress out next week. We do 7 quiz shows.
All in one day.
All in one day.
You think she realizes we're not going to be here next Wednesday?
No, not till you just told her.
Oh, God, that was it.
I'm sorry.
Leave it to Horse. He has to burst the bubble and everything.
That was it. I could see her already. Why is he going to do
Why
so many
shows?
7? What's wrong with him?
Then Mouth of the South. Do you know Rook will do 7 next
I'm on
week?
her side. I like when she stumps you every week.
God. So next week we'll be doing Bristol Live, as a matter of fact. I know guys don't care. I could have sworn I got stung by a bee on my neck. All of a sudden, it's just like this burning thing, and I think a sweat bee got up underneath my hair.
I got stung on the arm
yesterday. You
told
me that yesterday.
Driving along,
going
my
down
arm
the
out the window, and boom.
There you go. Now, your Cubbies are doing pretty good. Your Cubbies are battling for a wild card spot. Not there yet, but much better than they normally are. And so have you finally come across and not being negative and start buying into this team?
Is it August 31st?
It is August the 12th.
Oh, we still have time.
Have time to what? Fold?
We have time to figure out what they're going to do. This is the telltale month, Tom. You got to give it the month.
When are you going to come across and say, this is the year we're going to do this? Why do you just maintain this negativity? Because they're having you told me in April, said they're terrible, not going to be any good. Well, they had a pretty good April, May, June. We're doing pretty good. And now
June was bad. July was okay. June was okay. July was bad. Yeah.
Is your last name Horace? I mean, this is
okay. Listen, when you're a Cub fan, you don't sit there and start saying, "Oh yeah, baby, we're on a roll now," until it's the end, and they are in for sure. There's nothing worse than that, for goodness sakes.
All right. Well, I want to give you props because you guys are playing well. You're better than the Reds, which is usually not the case. But the Reds are terrible, needless to say. Cubbies are 13 games above the Reds. Is that right? 12 games above the Reds. Nope, 13 games above the Reds in the Central Division. Pitiful. Of course, you could be a Brewers fan. They are 24 games out. Saw the general manager resign today, Doug Melvin. He's out. They're going to make a change, kind of retweak the Brewers. But Cubbies, now what's been the strength of the team so far? I don't know anything about Chicago. Who's been the star so far this year?
Pitching's been doing all right. Pitching's been doing all right, and they've actually had some offense on there. And according to my mom, because my mom and dad sit there and watch every game up there, they sat Starlin Castro for a while. You know, their star supposed to be the star, greatest thing in the world to Chicago Cubs shortstop, and he was batting absolutely pitifully, and he was making errors out there and just smiling after he made an error. Sit his butt on the bench. He can sit there and watch the game from the bench.
Oh, really? He was grinning after he made an error?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, that jacked me up.
No, forget that. He doesn't need to be out there, and they're playing fine without him.
Pull him is what I would do.
I don't care if it's a $10 million contract. Let that $10 million sit on the bench. He can go somewhere else next year.
So he made arrows and would laugh about it?
Yeah, he just sit there and smile.
Yeah.
He just smile out there.
Come over and sit down beside me, and let's laugh over here on the bench.
I'd
Here's this clipboard. Keep it. You can laugh about that.
No, keep it on your head. Here, let me help you with it.
Kaboom. Exactly right. I'm right there with you.
I'd be a little whiffed if I made an error.
All right, let's see what else is going on. What did you think of the we're talking to Tommy Wyman, stops by again from Bracken Paving and Asphalt Maintenance, who, by the way, is going to be one of our sponsors for Bristol Live next week. We're very excited about that. Starts a week from today, as a matter of fact, right around this time.
Oh, yeah.
Can't wait. 4 days, man. We're talking all kinds of folks we're going to be interviewing and visiting with, including my man here, Tom Wyman. So Geno Smith got sucker punched and broke his jaw, the old boy in the old locker room. For the Jets. How stupid could you be? Oh, N.M. Polley was and is a man's last name. I.K.N.M. Polley is this gentleman's name, who's no longer on the Jets team. They canned him immediately. So wonder how fast after he broke his jaw did they just walk in and say, how do you fire somebody that quick in the National Football League? Just get out, we'll box up your stuff and bring it to you. But
he's a quarterback. Quarterbacks are not to be messed with like that. And evidently it was over $600 over something that one of them owed one another.
Yeah.
But to do that to your quarterback, your starting quarterback, there's no tolerance because he's out now for what, they say 10 weeks?
6 to 10 weeks.
Yeah. So he's useless now. Your star quarterback, your starter, who everything's been wrapped around, is now gone. So now you have to make different plans. I don't even think I think he swung, and by the time his hand came from his jaw, he was fired.
Chan Gailey, the offensive coordinator, built the whole offense in the offseason around Geno Smith because they thought this is the guy that's going to take us to where we need to go. Now he's out 10 weeks. So wonder how that worked in the locker room. He hits the guy, and so wonder how fast he got fired. That's what I would love to have been a fly on the wall. You know, was it like immediately get out, we'll box up your stuff and throw it out the back door of the locker room because this guy, I would think, got fired on the spot or shortly thereafter, right?
I think there was very little hesitation. As soon as the upper management found out or the coach found out what happened, gone.
Yeah.
I think the players probably boxed up his stuff and threw it outside. And he came out of the shower and there was nothing there except for him and a towel.
And his flip-flops.
That's
there you
it.
Because our boy stuff's out back. Where's my clothes? They're out there.
Out there.
Good luck to you. Because he got fired immediately. He's no longer on the team.
That's exactly right.
Yeah,
and he should have been. Yeah,
should have. The crux of the problem was N.M. Polley's, which is this guy's last name. He's a linebacker. He had a camp in Texas this summer. He invited Geno Smith, much like Jason Witten does here and Travis Sensabaugh and Cody Sensabaugh does here in the Tri-Cities. So they invited Geno to come down there. He said, well, okay, and part of the deal, I'll pay for your plane ticket. Okay, $600 plane ticket. Well, he doesn't show up. So on July the 11th, he canceled for personal reasons. So now the linebacker says, okay, you didn't show up at my camp. That's cool. But you owe me $600 because I bought a ticket for an event you didn't come to. You owe me $600. And he went back and forth, and finally he confronted him yesterday, didn't get what he wanted, so he just hauled off and made him mad. He broke his jaw.
And these guys are making tons of money.
Millions of dollars.
Oh, yeah.
So what? I mean,
what's $600? That's like it's like me giving you $10. $600?
Oh, yeah.
It's the stupid gene.
Stupid gene, eating them stupid pills up in the Jets camp. But the bottom line is the Jets fans, they're out a quarterback who they had built the offense around, had some pretty good promise this year. They're pretty excited about the Jets offense, and so now they're out. They're looking at Ryan Fitzpatrick. The funny part of this whole story is they approach Michael Vick, and he tells them no. I reach out to Michael Vick. He says, no, I don't think so.
They couldn't pay him. That's why.
Yeah.
He says, you're going to pay me this. And they said no. And says, okay, see ya.
Lousy mercy.
That's what it was.
Lousy mercy.
Oh, God, that's stupid.
All right. Now, one other story before we get into the quiz show. Now, I can see them. I can see the questions over there on the edge of the table. It says, hi, April. Hi, let's put it up. Hi, April. Oh, I can see him. Look here. I can see him through. Uh-oh.
Oh,
and you're memorizing the 2-2
We're going to be getting a text here soon.
I'm going to memorize it.
We're going to be getting a text soon.
Get
those out of his hand.
Yeah. If he wins, it doesn't count because he saw them.
That's right. He cheated.
Yeah, he cheated. Relax,
That's
Apester.
the only way you're going to win.
Relax. There you go. Only way I'm going to win is to see the questions.
Oh, you're not going to get these today. These are just brutal. These are just – I've looked at these things, and she works all weekend, and these things are just brutal today.
Oh, me, oh, my.
I have to explain it to you before I even start reading questions.
Just hit the music. Let's get on with it. We'll talk about the Raiders in a minute. It's going to be that bad. Let's get this over with. He's never told me brutal. That's bad. Tom Taylor Sports Show on the road again at Bristol Motor Speedway. Bruton Smith Building. Time now for the quiz show. Brought to you by American Import and Auto Repair, home of the free loaner car program. We got a winner yesterday, Natalie Brooks. Going to get herself free oil change. Also, free food from the Cracker Barrel, Boones Creek. If we go 5 for 5 today for the contestant we're about to announce in a few minutes. Also, free haircut at the Cherokee Barbershop on South Roan Street in Johnson City, home of the free haircut. Cup of coffee costs you $11. Get to keep the cup. And also get a chance to, as I get everything, also free passes for the day at Bays Mountain Park, or everything you go and enjoy, we pay for, including the admission to the gate and also to the planetarium. All that is free on us, again, from the Tom Taylor Sports Show. So our guest contestant today will be.
Oh, and you're really going to say it. You're really going to say their name out loud.
No, forget it. Because
why don't you write it down here, and then we'll announce it afterwards.
No, he's never, ever told me it's going to be brutal. So that means I don't have a very good chance. So we'll just let that name be anonymous unless we win. So here we go. See, I'm down now. I'm depressed. I'm kind of wigged out.
All right, here's what we've got. These are cover songs. And in parentheses, it says, who recorded them before Elvis?
Oh.
So what we're doing is...
Time out. Monday, Gator asked me a question about the Zamboni machine from 1952.
Ooh, I know that.
Really? Really, Gator? The Zamboni machine.
Nice question.
Now, thank you. Now, the Apesters come up with songs that other people sang of Elvis, or songs
that other people sang before Elvis sang.
And Elvis and then Elvis began to sing them.
Yes.
Okay.
And made them even bigger hits.
Okay. Oh, no wonder this is going to be brutal. Yeah. So.
Are you ready?
Yeah.
Hang on a second. Yeah. All right, we're good to go.
Okay. This is going to go quick. Let's get this over with.
Okay.
Here we go.
Elvis recorded Hound Dog in 1956.
Right.
It was recorded 3 years earlier by Little Willie John. I told you, this is just brutal.
Hound Dog was recorded by Little Willie John before Elvis did it.
3 years before Elvis did it.
There really is a singer named Little Willie John. You got to be kidding
say
me.
You're going to get at least 1 or 2 right.
God, this is as bad as Zamboni. Let me write this down. Little Willie John. Is that right? Little John Willie.
Little Willie John.
Little Willie. I'm going to go home and Google Little Willie John, see if there really is a recording artist named Little Willie John. Hound Dog, he's singing first. Elvis, Hound Dog, it was first recorded in 19-whatever by Little Willie John.
Elvis recorded Hound Dog in 1956, but it was recorded 3 years earlier by Little Willie John.
I say true.
And you would be incorrect.
There you go. We're off and running.
Wait. But it was recorded 3 years earlier by Willie Big Mama Thornton.
Okay, so Hound Dog was recorded by Willie Big Mama Thornton. Okay. Okay.
All righty. And we're off.
We're off and running.
Yep. Question number 2, true or false?
Oh, can we? All right, true or false, Elvis trivia. All right, here we go.
One of Elvis's biggest gospel songs was Crying in the Chapel. It was first recorded by the Orioles.
Orioles.
That's true.
It is.
It is true. I knew that
you
one.
Got
That's true.
one.
Yeah, I knew that one. There you go. Little Willie John. Did she make up Little Willie John?
I have
guess you had to.
I have no idea. Not
because the right answer is Willie Big Mama Thornton.
You never know with her.
So she said it in the weekend and said, I'm going to trick him and come up with the name Little Willie John.
I'm going to get him good.
All right, 1 for 2. Let's go to number 3.
In 1970, Elvis had a hit with the Wonder of You.
Oh, baby, the wonder.
It was
the
recorded first by Paul Peterson.
Paul Peterson. That doesn't sound right. I think it was Paul Anka. That doesn't sound right. Paul Peterson.
Anka.
Yeah. Paul. No, actually, he sang his big hit was "She's Having My Baby." Remember that one? "She's Having My Baby."
Paul Anka.
Oh yeah, that was one of his big hits. Paul Peterson recorded the song The Wonder of You before Elvis did. I would say that is incorrect. That would be false.
I would say you are correct.
Oh,
it
all
was
right.
Ray Peterson.
There you go. So 2 for 3. All right, number 4, the Elvis Quiz Show.
Country singer Hank Snow had a hit with Now and Then There's a Fool Such as I.
That would be me because I signed up for this gig. All right, go ahead.
Country singer Hank Snow had a hit with Now and Then There's a Fool Such as I.
Yes.
True
that's
false?
the question.
True or false?
Oh, I thought so.
You want me to keep reading? I'll just keep going.
What a dumb question. It's so convoluted. All right, I'm sorry. I'll read.
I'm loving it.
Oh, God. We got to get her something to do on the weekends. All right, go ahead. Let's try it again.
Country singer Hank Snow.
Hank Snow.
Had a hit with A Fool Such as I.
Okay. That true or false?
Yeah.
Well, this was before Elvis.
This is before
right?
Elvis sang it.
Of course, yes,
Yeah, okay.
of course. Let's go back to the beginning. Who recorded these songs before Elvis?
Okay. So Hank Snow recorded the song A Fool Such as I. I would say that is false.
I would say you are incorrect.
Oh, right. Okay. These may be the dumbest questions I've ever been asked in my life. Okay. I mean, these are they're not even close.
They're
just
outstanding.
No, forget dumb. They've hit the pitiful category. This is sad.
She's probably laying on the ground just laughing.
I don't
right
care.
now.
Little Willie John, that's classic. She sat down this weekend and made that name up.
Willie
to
Big
trick
Mama
me.
Thornton.
Willie Big Mama Thornton.
I mean, you can't make that
No,
one
you
up.
can't make that one up. All right, number 5. Here we go.
Number 5.
Are we having fun yet?
I'm having a ball.
A fool such as I for doing this quiz show. All right, go ahead.
Chuck Berry wrote and recorded Promised Land before Elvis recorded it in 1974. She's got the days. She's got everything on here for you.
Let me tell you a quick story.
Answer the question.
No, I want to tell a story. It's a good story. I was really stupid back in the day. Probably dumber when I was younger than I am now. I came in one night. I was so proud of myself. I paid 35 cents for a brand new 45. Couldn't wait to get home and play it. My Ding-a-Ling by Chuck Berry. Remember that song?
I remember it.
Playing with My Ding-a-Ling? Oh, yeah. So I put it on the 45, and my mother's in the other room cooking, preparing dinner. And scarred moment. So I'm in there going, My Ding-a-ling. Stand in front of it. Had the ones, the old-timey long stereos with the lid popped up.
Oh, heck yeah.
Had the turntable and all that. Okay.
And the 8-track player in there?
Magnavox.
I had one.
Oh, yeah. So we're in there bebopping, and I'm turning my little brother on to My Ding-a-ling. And she came through. God bless her soul. She's gone. She came through. She's making mashed potatoes. I don't know how but she had on her fingers, a little bit on her fingers. She comes through there, threw the hood up on that record player, ripped that 45 right off their needle and all. Said, "You know what I think about your ding-a-ling?" Boom, broke it over her knee. I've never seen her ever do anything like that the rest of my life. And I'm traumatized. I spent 35 cents for this 45, My Ding-a-ling, Chuck Berry, and she breaks it over her knee. That trash won't be in my house. Okay. So when you brought up Chuck Berry, it had a
flashback.
Had a flashback.
Vietnam flashback.
Yeah.
There you go.
And then, making matters worse, my father came home for dinner, and of course we sat down, and she begins to tell what happened, and I disputed her. And the last thing I heard before I was drugged down the hall and whipped unmercifully was, "You calling your mother a liar?" Dun, 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 dun. All over Chuck Berry and My Ding-a-ling. So, all right, so got that out of my system. Promised Land, did he write Promised Land? I'm going to say he did not. That would be false.
That would be incorrect.
All right.
That's the wrong side of the fence you fell on again.
I'm another 2 for 5 today, so I'm a very paltry 4 for 10 today. College football 2 for 5 and these stupid Elvis questions. But today we will now dedicate the rest of the show to Little Willie John. So
no, Big Mama.
No, well, Little Willie John.
Oh,
she sat down. Yeah, he's a running back for the Raiders. Little Willie John, and so. Or Willie Big Mama Thornton. Is a Willie Big Mama Thornton?
April, is there really a Little Willie John?
Oh, God. Well, why do I do this? Why do I put myself through this every week?
Because you would have never heard of Little Willie John.
That's true.
Or Little Big Mama, whatever.
She has expanded my horizons. There
Willie
you go.
Big Mama Thornton. That's right.
Well, my stomach's churning. Lousy mercy. There you go.
You are just that much more knowledgeable now.
Thank you.
That's right.
Thank you.
We all are, actually.
You're going to be an Elvis dictionary.
If you could remember any of
I
this
can't
stuff.
remember any of it. All I want to remember is last week when I could have won 5 for 5 and rid myself of this plague of Elvis every week. It was Gladys Smith. I'll never forget that long as I live. That and the Zamboni thing Monday with Gator just sets in my craw. So, anyway, there you go.
You poor thing.
All right, what else is going on in sports? Hit the music. Let's get this.
Okay, we're done with that one.
Mercifully, this is over. Okay.
Sports, it's exciting outside. Campers lined up all over the place out there.
Is it?
Oh yeah, they're too deep over there.
Campers lining and coming in.
Can't wait to come in. Waiting for that opening bell. This place is exciting.
I'm going to tell you, this is not hype. I'm going to tell you right now, if we don't have a sellout, it's going to be very close because the phones are ringing. These ladies and gentlemen in here taking the phone calls here in the ticket office where we're outside of, and the buzz is out there for this race. A lot of pressure. Your guy comes in here with some head of steam, Kenseth.
Yes, he does.
He's having a pretty good season.
He is. You know what, Tom? This place, when it gets close to race time, reminds me of the anticipation that I have going to, like, Disney World.
Yeah.
I get so jacked up around here 2 weeks before I start getting excited, but as you get closer and closer, the cars coming in, you see the campers coming in, the people coming in, and then the trailers coming in. Forget it. I just go nuts. I love this.
Yeah. Campers are here.
Stuff.
They're starting to come in already.
They're here. There's been, for 3 weeks, there's been a guy out there and his kid in a pop-up out there. Every time I go by there, they're sitting out there waving at me. It cracks me up. I mean, they got some vacation time coming. They're spending it right here in front of BMS.
Absolutely, and it's great. It really is.
You can't beat it. This is great. This is a party year.
Yeah, this is where it's going to be happening right here. And of course, the motto is it's Bristol, baby, and there's nothing like this track. And even the drivers come in. In fact, we're going to play some of those tomorrow. Keselowski says when he comes in here, even now, as he's a veteran driver of this series, was one here. So when you come in here next week, before everything gets started, walk in, just look up. He said it's still the wow factor for him.
Well, you know what? I got one for you. From a person traveling far, far away to get here.
Uh-oh.
My son, who's at Clemson right now doing his doctorate, his friend from Sri Lanka.
Really?
When I saw him at the wedding, or actually when I was moving my son, I said, yeah, we live right by Bristol. He goes, no, you like NASCAR? I said, yeah, Bristol's right in the backyard. Can you get me tickets? Can we go?
There you go.
Oh, yeah. So they're coming in. in. Mr. Man from Sri Lanka is going to come here and sit and watch the greatest race around.
Where is Sri Lanka? Where would that be from?
It is down. It's an island around India.
Wow. This guy's flying in
the other side of the world.
From Sri Lanka. That's you go down to Jonesboro and hang a real sharp right and go, right?
Big right.
Big right.
Almost a big U-E.
Sri Lanka. Have you got any more texts from Apester?
I haven't. What about you? I mean, you've got to have a boom on there.
2 messages from Apester.
Okay.
You know that's happening.
Okay, let's see what it says here. Horst has locked my phone up. Okay, let's see here. It's a Tom Taylor Sports Show. Never mind us. We're just kind of having fun here. Okay, let's see. Apester, boom, and this is great.
Yeah, I told you, she's on the ground laughing.
This is not great.
This is
great. Dumb. The dumbest questions in the world. Let me have that. Where's that piece of paper at? I want to. God, can't even read her writing. Man, she is right. One of Elvis's biggest gospel, I got that one right, was Orioles. 1970, Elvis had a hit with The Wonder of You. It was recorded by Paul Patterson, false Ray Peterson. Paul Peterson, okay. Country singer Hank Snow had a hit with Now and Then Fool Such Chuck Berry wrote. Okay.
I've got to keep this, because this way
reference.
Reference my foot. This way, when she runs out of questions, she'll just grab some of these and say, "Oh, he didn't get this one. We'll do it again."
We'll do it again.
He'll never know.
Shot.
Oh, God.
Yeah, he'll never know. He'll have no clue.
How embarrassing. Tom Taylor Sports Show. Again, we're on the road. Again, we're live at Bristol Motor Speedway. If you want to win tickets, all you have to do is go to TomTaylorSportsShow@gmail.com. Register. No purchase necessary. I need your name, your phone number, how to get a hold of you, or an email address, and where you're calling in from. Where do you live? That's all I want to know. Don't need blood types, social security numbers, income levels. Don't need any of that. Just want to get your name in the hat. You're running out of time. We'll give those away on Monday. And again, it's tickets to next Wednesday's doubleheader and also to next Friday night's Food City 300. Why are you snickering? You getting more text over there?
Gator says we all like it when Apester stumps Tom.
Everybody's on the Apester bandwagon all of a sudden, isn't it?
All of a sudden. She's the queen.
You know how big she's grinning right now? She won't be able to walk through any doors. Her head's so big.
Really?
Oh, gosh.
Because we're talking about her? Because she won?
You got hammered today. Oh, yeah, she's strutting her stuff now.
Yeah, got hammered. It was brutal. You said it was going to be brutal, and it was.
I told you. I told you last night it was going to be brutal.
Yes, you did. We had dinner, and you told me it was going to could be a tough day, and it was a tough day.
You probably didn't sleep very well last night because of it.
I could care less, really, to be honest with you.
You went back in and had banana pudding instead.
And a Blue Dream cheesecake or something, whatever it was. Good stuff.
Ooh, yum.
It was awesome. Banana pudding. That's That'll set you free.
Oh, yes, it will.
All right, before we let you take off here, weigh in on what's the very latest, let's see, on the NFL Players Association and Deflategate. Do we want to talk about this? Do you care?
Seriously, last time I said something about this, Horace got a call there from Massachusetts, remember?
I remember the phone rang.
The phone rang on there. Listen, just get it over with, guys. Why are we dragging this in the courts, for goodness sakes? Just, you know what? You got accused of something.
Right.
Just take it.
You did it.
And go.
There you go.
It would have been, this would be nothing if he just would have said, yep, this is me. This is me. I did it.
Do you know her?
Yeah. Hi, Tiff.
Hey, Tiff.
Hang on, I'll be done in a second.
Hey, Tiff. There's Tiff.
That's Tiffany.
That's short
That's
for
Tiff.
Is that Tiffany Hickman?
That's the Tiffer, April. The Tiffer's here.
The Tiffer's here.
The Tiffer's here.
Tiffer's in the house, ladies and
That's
gentlemen.
right.
That'd be Tiffany. Is that right?
Yeah.
Tiff Hickman. Is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
There you go.
Yes, sir.
Hey, Tiff. Okay. She's like, okay, guys, move on. We've embarrassed her. All right. So anyway, the judge says, get this thing resolved.
Yeah. Come on, just settle it. I mean,
Yeah.
if whatever happened, if they just would have sat there and said, yeah, I did it. It's over with. It's done. Sweep it under the rug.
The longer it drags on, what does it do for the integrity of the National Football League?
Oh, they look like garbage.
Oh.
Yeah.
It's just, it's not. And I'm sorry. I'm still, the balls were deflated. Who knows better than the quarterback how much to deflate the ball?
Exactly.
So that he can still grip it and have a proper throw on there. I don't care what team it is, whoever, but he just got caught.
Well, at this point, in fact, this is the gist of the story. The NFL and NFL Players Association remains at odds in the Deflategate. Both sides have filed lawsuits. Today they'll meet with U.S. District Judge Richard Berman, who said yesterday that he wants two sides to continue to work towards a resolution. So they're all meeting again today. It's like, guys, just do something. Get it over with.
I mean, it's
a black eye on the NFL.
They don't want 4 games for Brady. They want to sit there and get it to 1, if any, at that. But you know what? Just get it over with. You don't need to drag it into courts. Nice, senseless court, something for court. We have much better things to do with our court system than this.
Who do your Bears play this? Oh, you got the Dolphins at Soldier Field tomorrow night at 8 o'clock.
Right on.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Cutler's your QB, is that correct?
Oh, God, jeez.
Yeah.
You make me feel like you when you lose the quiz show when you say his name, for goodness sakes.
Well, anyway, that's good.
All right. Yeah, we're stuck with him. We got to do what we got to do.
Do what you got to do. All right. I appreciate you coming by here very, very much. Tiff is waiting on you over there. We don't keep her waiting because Tiff.
No, I don't want to. April just said hi, Tiffer, too.
Tiffer, April said hello to you, so.
She's eating.
She's eating, and she
found food.
She found food. Exactly right.
I'm going over by her. I'm going to tell her to find me the food, too.
That's you or that me buzzing?
That's me.
Tommy, thank you, my friend, for coming by as always.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate it. You have yourself an absolutely wonderful next week. I'll be listening to you.
Little Willie John.
Little
there you
Willie
go.
John,
I'm going to dedicate the rest of the show to the apester and her fictitious character, Little Willie John.
You can't beat that.
No, or Big Mama Thornton.
Yeah, I like Big Mama better.
Lawsy mercy. We'll take a quick break. We'll be right back. Got lots more to talk to you about here again. We'll take a pause for the calls. Again, we're live at the Bruton Smith Building on this Wednesday edition of the Tom Taylor Sports Show. Back with more right after you hear this.
At FCA, we're touching millions one heart at a time. Since 1954, the Fellowship of Christian Athletes has been putting the heart and soul in sports by challenging athletes and coaches to impact the world for Jesus Christ. As the largest sports ministry in the world, FCA now reaches over 2 million people annually on the professional, college, high school, junior high, and youth levels. Through this shared passion for athletics and faith, lives are changed, one heart at a time. Learn more at fca.org.
From the driveways where your kids play basketball and ride their bicycles, to the parking lots at your local church or grocery store, Bracken Paving is an important part of many neighborhoods in our area. No matter how large or how small the job, Bracken strives for excellence in every service they provide. It's a foundation for a strong community. Discover the difference at Bracken Paving and Asphalt Maintenance. Give us a call or visit us online at brackenpaving.com.
Your life is always changing. You never know what shape it will take, or how your financial needs might change. But if we talk about your investments and how they can provide for you and your family, the future becomes clear. At Wells Fargo Advisors, we believe conversation leads to financial clarity. Let's start a conversation today.
Show again on this Wednesday, August the 12th, 134 days till Christmas. Wow. There's Tiff. Tiff and Tom just got hugs. That's nice. They're hugging. Isn't that nice?
That's
it's
so
a kind
sweet.
Tommy, that was nice of you to hug Tiff. That was very sweet. Tiff, that was nice too. Hug him back. It was good. It's a kinder, gentler nation over here. It's good. Are you kidding me? Little Willie John.
I'm loving it.
God. Holy smokes. Good stuff. You know, one of these days, I don't know how payback's going to be good. I don't know how I'm going to do it. But one of these days, I got to get her to turn the tables and let me ask the questions. And I promise, I will go on record right now and tell you, Elvis, I'll even put money on this. I'll put a money wager. I'll put $25. I don't ever gamble. But I promise you, if she would do the questions and I'll ask her 5 Elvis questions, she'll go 0 for 5. I'll put $25 on it right here, right now. I'll guarantee it. She would not get one of those right. It'll be all Elvis. And she's supposed to be the aficionado of Elvis.
You say 0 for 5.
She would go 0 for 5. She wouldn't get one question right. Not one. Not one. I promise you.
I don't know. I may have to jump on that.
I'll do a dinner bet. I'll do barter tickets, Dollywood, whatever tickets she wants. I will promise you, if she tried the Elvis questions, let me ask her, she would not get not one single question right. Guarantee it. You can take it to the bank. Hit that bell.
Bing.
There you go. That's what I'm talking about. Although she'll never do it, but it would be fun for her to try it one time because we could in fact, she could set the wager. I'd be willing. I'm that confident I would let her set the wager, whatever she wants to do. Be it food, be it money, be it tickets, whatever she wants. Within reason, of course. But I would be more than willing. I am that confident she would not go 5 for 5. I'm that confident she wouldn't get any of them right. How about that? I feel that confident. On the Apester. There. Uh-oh, here we go.
I think she's. That's big talk.
Big talk, cowboy. But I look in the screen and I can tell you, it may be big talk, but the cowboy can back it up. 0 for 5.
Ouch.
0 for 5, Apester. So just whenever you want to feel froggy, just leap 0 for 5. We'll turn around. You set the wager. You set the prize. Oh, here we go. Let's see if she's going to. Oh, that's not her.
Me.
That's you. So anyway, what's going on? What else is going on the Tom Taylor Sports Show again on this Wednesday? NFL team is moving to Los Angeles. Who's it going to be? It would appear to be, could be the Rams, could be the Chargers. More likely it's going to be the Raiders.
We know the Raiders are going somewhere.
God, the Raiders. Is that not bad? Excuse me. How bad could it be that the team or the city in which you play in don't want you? Raiders have great fans. Facts on the ground, there's been no viable proposal that's been made to the Raiders. And
breaking news.
There it is. 4 Crockett students suspended for a year for following a hazing investigation. Yeah. There you go. Let me scroll that down. We'll read it. So that's good stuff. Horace is on it again. Thank you, Horace. Breaking news, literally. 4 Crockett High School students were suspended for a year today following an investigation into an alleged hazing incident at a football camp over the summer. According to Assistant Director of Schools and Director of Discipline and Attendance Jim Murphy, the students were suspended from Crockett for the rest of the year, will be in alternative school. The suspension for the 4 students also means they cannot take part in any student activities or be on any school campus in Washington County. So,
wow.
There you go. So, again, breaking news. Way to go, Horace. 4 Crockett High School students suspended for a year following an investigation into the alleged hazing incident at a football camp over the summer. Students were suspended from Crockett for the rest of the year, will remain in alternative school, and cannot take part in any student activities or be on any school campus in Washington County. Little Willie John is a soccer player. True or false? That would be Gator. Yes, Gator, and he drives a Zamboni machine. There you go. Good grief. Anyway, the Raiders, of all the teams, my favorite football team, they have no home now. The Raiders, again, the Oakland city officials will not sit down and talk to them about building a new stadium, replacing Oakland Coliseum. So they're going to be looking for a new home. And talk is they're going to head to L.A. Two teams, ownership groups of the two teams recently met with the mayor of Los Angeles. As much as Raider fans might not want to see their team head off to another city, it's more and more like it's going to be inevitable for them to head off to another city. God, is that terrible? So you start your season knowing you got a 1-year lease on your on the Oakland Coliseum, then they got to be gone. So what do you do?
That was a true answer, by the way.
True? Thank you. Thanks, Gator. So what do you do? I mean, what do you do for the Raiders? I mean, seriously, you got a football team that, you got 16 games scheduled, 8 home, 8 on the road, and after this year, Oakland says we're not building a new stadium, and it's a 1-year lease, and it's over at the end of this season. So, I mean, it's not just like you can just go build a stadium in a year's time. So I know the Rose Bowl said they weren't interested in having the Raiders come in there. The Coliseum, they're a little iffy about them having the Raiders come play their games there. So where do you go? You can't build a new stadium.
No.
There was talk back in the day that San Antonio was interested for the Raiders to go there. So Oakland doesn't want them. They're not going to build new. Again, it says, who is this? NFL Executive Vice President Eric Grubman says there is no viable proposal on the table for the Raiders to stay in Oakland. That's terrible.
No viable proposal.
No, this is my team, and they don't have a home. So
anytime,
Apester,
could it be
name
the
it.
End?
Huh?
Could it be the end of the Raiders?
No, the Raiders won't. No, Mark Davis, Al's son, he'll take them somewhere. He'll cut a deal like his daddy did. It'll be it may be, hey, they may go back to St. Louis. They could go back where the Rams are leaving.
Yeah.
I don't know if they'd have them because that's why they're leaving to begin with, but that's a possibility. But anyway, Raiders apparently are not going to be in Oakland after this year, and they're going to be moving on maybe to Los Angeles, maybe to San Antonio, but the Raiders are going to be gone. So this will be the year they have a great season, and then they're going to be leaving. I mean, this will be the year they go from.
This is Murphy's Law right here, okay?
The curse.
They
come
out and they tear it up.
Yeah.
All right? And they make the playoffs. I'm not saying they're going to win the Super Bowl, but they have one of the best seasons they've had in 2 decades.
And then they get kicked to the curb.
And then they don't have a place to play next year.
Then they get kicked to the curb, which is very possible. I mean, who knows? Willie Big Mama Thornton. Can you Google that and see if there's even somebody like that?
Willie Big Mama Thornton.
Yeah, I want to see if she's even making that stuff up. See if there's even any. I've never heard of Willie Big Mama Thornton. Not to say that it's not out there, but he wrote the song, which one? Hound Dog it was, I think. It's a Tom Taylor Sports Show. Thanks for being with us again on this Wednesday. We're live here again at Bristol Motor Speedway, the Bruton Smith Building. Again, we were telling you earlier, Daniel Chang, a senior at Science Hill, earning All-American honors in 4 individual events. How about this? This guy's obviously a heck of a swimmer. Chris Carraggio says, quote, he's the coach. This is a great honor for our swimmers. These young men work extremely hard and set high goals for themselves and for the programs. So the National Interscholastic Swimming Coaches Association has released the final All-American rankings for 2015. 4 Science Hill athletes made the list. Daniel Chang, Peyton Wilson, Lucas Mills, and Evan Cathers have all been named All-Americans. In fact, the 200-yard medley relay team of Peyton Wilson, Chang, Mills, and Cathers ranked 74th in the country, also earning them All-American status. So to be that, swimmer must have had one of the top 100 times in the entire United States during the 2014-2015 season, and they did. So congratulations to 4 young men named All-Americans in swimming from Science Hill: Daniel Chang, Peyton Wilson, Lucas Mills, and Evan Cathers. Cathers, Cathers, I guess would it be. And so these young men named All-American high school swimmers from Chris Carraggio's program at Science Hill.
Yeah,
which
I got it.
There is.
Oh, yeah. You want me to
Willie,
read it to you?
Is this a female or male?
Willie Big Mama Thornton was an American rhythm and blues singer and songwriter. She was the first to record Lieber Installer's Hound Dog in 1952, which became her biggest hit. It spent 7 weeks at #1 on the Billboard R&B charts in 1953 and sold 2 million copies.
So Elvis is a knockoff, really, is what we're coming down to here.
He copied her.
He copied her. In fact, all those songs we talked about, he's kind of a copycat. He's kind of a fraud. He's kind of a knockoff. So Big Mama Thornton she's the one that sang first, Hound Dog.
You got it.
So Elvis is he's just a wannabe. He just took all these songs and sang and made hits out of them, but they're not.
Hound Dog became #1 twice.
They're not really his song, though. See.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure we're going to do Elvis anymore because he's kind of a knockoff. He's kind of a copycat. He's plagiarism. So he took Willie Big Mama Thornton's song Hound Dog and made a hit out of it.
Yeah.
Well, did he ever write any original material?
I doubt it.
Nah.
He didn't have to.
That. I don't think I like him anymore. He's taking other people's songs.
You never liked him to begin with.
She is wanting to know if you want.
Yeah, bring it on.
How embarrassing. How embarrassing.
Oh, yeah.
Horace,
this is going to be great.
This young lady just wanted to know if he wanted some food, and Horace just completely went away from what she showed a plate of food. He just completely went away, lost all track of what I was talking about.
That's great.
I think Elvis is a fraud. I think I'm just going to go on record and say that. Has the guy ever wrote a song of his own?
I don't know.
Well, we just did a quiz show full of songs that he took, copycatted from other people. So, and now there's Willie Big Mama Thornton. She wrote and sang Hound Dog, made it a hit. Wow. Things I learned about Elvis Presley. So thanks, Apester. You kind of made me take a kind of a negative turn towards him now. I don't think I like him as much.
What songs did Elvis Presley write?
Oh, so what you Googled? What songs did Elvis write?
There are two songs that Elvis is giving credit for. That's Someone You'll Never Forget and You'll Be Gone. So
Elvis wrote 2 songs ever.
That's what it says.
The guy was a performer for 30 years. He wrote 2 songs ever. Everything else is a knockoff.
Well, I mean, that's what. Oh, thank you.
You are so sweet. Thank you very much. Do we look that pitiful? We look that pitiful out here.
Claudia Bird.
Sweet Claudia. Is she in the building today? Ops. She's an ops.
Ah, yes.
Thank you very, very much. That is sweet.
You got some chips.
Got some chips?
Yeah.
How about that? Terry's from Food City, one of our great sponsors. Very good.
Yes.
And bottled water from Value Time from Food City. Bless your heart. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you, Claudia Bird.
You know, it's hard to eat. You know, the timing for the show.
No, it's not. Oh, I thought these.
Well, from 11 to 2, you either eat a late lunch or you eat a late breakfast.
There you go.
So
Elvis is a fraud. He's a knockoff. I don't like him now.
Elvis is a fraud.
I did not realize that the guy's only written 2 songs ever. Everything else he's copycatted. Wow.
Well, let's see here. According to Wikipedia, well, take it back. All Shook Up, Love Me Tender.
He wrote those?
Don't Be Cruel.
He didn't write those. Come on now. We'll check on that. I think I may have taken a new turn for Elvis. But thank you for the food, by the way, Kurt.
Songs written or co-written by Elvis Presley. All Shook Up, Don't Be Cruel. I didn't make it on playing guitar. Let Me, Love Me Tender, Paralyzed, Poor Boy. That's Someone You'll Never Forget. We're Gonna Move, You'll Be Gone.
We're Gonna Move and You'll Be Gone. Is that the same song?
No, it's different songs.
Okay, the Apester sent me 2 more. I'm going to guess that this Cram That Food in Your Mouth. Oh, that's great. I knew that would get her.
These are BLTs, man. Look at that.
I know, I see that. Making fun of her man, she said, cram that food in your mouth. Thank you, Apester. It's very sweet of you. It's a Tom Taylor Sports Show. Again, we appreciate you being with us here again on this Wednesday. Again, 4 All-Americans in the swim team from Scienceville. We told you about that. Court documents from Little League International contend Chicago's Jackie Robinson West baseball team was stripped of its national championship earlier in the year because of fraud and cover-up.
Fraud and cover-up.
In the Little League. Isn't that great?
I'm telling you. So they were stripped. Well,
they were stripped.
We knew they were stripped.
Yeah, they were stripped because they went outside the geographic area. They went out and recruited players to make their team the best it could be, and even recruited kids that weren't supposed to be playing in this particular geographic area of Chicago. So they loaded up the team. Parents knew it. That's the worst part. The parents knew it and went along with it. They stacked the deck. These guys go out and win the national championship, and then they come back and they strip him of the national championship of the Jackie Robinson West baseball team, stripped of its national championship because of, quote, fraud and cover-up. So pitiful. See, the worst part of this whole deal was the parents. You know, when you knowingly.
But the coaches too.
The coaches too.
I mean, come on.
They should be. Yeah. They should never be allowed to coach in a Little League game again. They knowingly went outside the area to stack the team, to win at any cost, and so the kids lose, the kids suffer because the championship's been stripped out of them, or from them.
Did they give it to the
runner-up?
Runner-up, which was that, what was it, Japan?
No, this was the American. It was the American Little League Championship.
That's right.
And it was a team. I want to say from Oklahoma, but I don't know that. But anyway, they stripped the title from them, gave them to the runner-up team, which is the right thing to do. And I don't know that it was from Oklahoma, but something makes me think it was. But runner-up wins it. They should have. The coaches ought to be banned forever letting back in a Little League game for knowingly cheating and going outside the designated area to cherry pick their team. And then the parents. I mean, where are they at in all this? I mean, why would you knowingly say, okay?
Oh, they want. Let me tell you. Have you ever been to a Little League ball game?
No, I know. It's ridiculous.
I'm telling you, these parents, they salivate.
Yes.
It's unbelievable.
You're right. I agree with you.
Now, did they actually win the Little League World Series? Did they get beaten in the championship?
Let's see here. I'd have to look in there and look. I don't know that. I know they won the American. I don't know if they won the World Little League or just the American Little League. I think they just won the American Little League, but I don't know that.
Okay. Well, I would say if they won the Little League World Series, then they would have had to forfeit that too.
Yeah.
So they probably didn't.
The court filings indicate maps submitted in September, December by the Jackie Robinson West coaches differed from the original boundary map submitted in May when the team began tournament play. So they said, okay, we're going to get kids out of this area in Chicago, and then they went out and went this area of Chicago, and so they stacked the deck. Sad story. Chicago fraud cover-up alleged in Little League Baseball. We gave you that story back when we got this show started some 120 days ago, but that's just pitiful. You know, that was kind of mean for her to say that. Send me a text that cram that food in your mouth. That was not a very nice thing to say. And it's church night, as a matter of fact, on Wednesday. So, Miss Apester, that was kind of mean. You think or not? You liked it. You were over giggling.
I'm loving it.
You're loving it. Yeah, I did too. She's hilarious. They can't do 2 quiz shows in one day.
Yeah, we can. It's our show. Your show.
That's what I was going to say. Kind of beat me to it. But that's okay. I went 2 for 5, both of them. We are talking. Can you come here a minute, please, sir? I want to get this gentleman on. Good. I want to talk to this gentleman for just a second. This is he's up here for an ETSU function, and I want to get him on. American Cancer Society. Can you sit down for just a second?
Real men wear pink kind of.
There you go. I want to get this gentleman on. They just had a big celebration. If you don't care to put those on for just a second.
Oh, okay.
And I want to get this gentleman on because this is Gary Mabry from the Johnson City Chamber of Commerce. Congratulations. 100th anniversary. That was awesome. Had a big shindig Friday night at the Country Club, right?
You know, we had 400 of our members, longtime members, new members, celebrating 100 years. And isn't it wonderful that anything goes past 1, but we are going past 100 plus.
That's
so
awesome.
That's great.
That
How are you,
awesome.
sir?
I'm doing fantastic.
It's always good to see you.
Yes, sir. Again, we're talking to Gary Mabry here on the Tom Taylor Sports Show. There's so many good things going on in Johnson City. I mean, pick out some things. You know better than me. Give me some positives, some good things happening in Johnson City across the great city, would you please?
Well, you know, the good news for Johnson City, Bristol, and Kingsport, as you've heard me say many years, our region is doing extremely well. We're seeing good things happen in all of our communities in the 1st Congressional District in Southwest Virginia. Johnson City is enjoying good retail development. Our downtown, of course, is thriving. School's back in session, so we're educating the future. We're educating the future in our city, county schools.
Absolutely.
And this morning, East Tennessee State University hosted our monthly chamber breakfast attended by over 200 folks, and we're 20 days away from kickoff. Maybe it's 21, so that's ETSU.
ETSU,
football.
Exactly. Kennesaw State on September the 3rd. Sellout. That's awesome.
They may come up with some other seats. Just come and stand outside and listen to the cheers when we score.
That's exactly. We're going to score.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
We're going to score, absolutely.
You know, we're just enjoying a good economy and a good place to live and a good place for folks to enjoy what they do every day.
Up here next week, of course, we'll be up here broadcasting for the 4 days of the great week of racing here, the world's last great Coliseum. From a financial standpoint, what does this race mean to Johnson City, the hoteliers, the restaurants? What kind of economic shot in the arm does the fall race bring?
Well, right now, if you need a room, you're probably going to have to stay at my house.
Well put.
And that's a good thing. My wife's a very good cook. You know, the shot in the arm is when we travel and we see the marketing that Bristol Motor Speedway and Jerry Caldwell and his team do, and we see an advertisement, if you will, and we see all of the work we're doing to say, y'all come to Northeast Tennessee, y'all come to Bristol Motor Speedway. As far as I'm concerned, it's a shot in the arm for the country, because everybody kind of knows, well, racing's big, their sponsors are good, and these are great athletes. I mean, if you drive a car as fast, you're an athlete.
Absolutely.
And you got to be in great shape. So it's a shot in the arm for us. It's good for our retail. It's good for restaurants. And then, folks do come back. They do a weekend with us at the race, and then they come back and visit other times. So it's a win-win-win.
Absolutely.
Cannot lose with the Bristol Motor Speedway.
To find out more about the Johnson City Chamber of Commerce, what is your website?
www.johnsоncity, the letter T, the letter N, chamber.com.
There you go. It's
and
awesome.
We're on Facebook also.
They do a fantastic job, and again, they bring in softball tournaments on the sporting side. They bring in conventions. I know they brought in past motorcycle conventions, a little bit of everything. Folks want to come to this area and hang out, don't they?
Well, the Southern Dozen is an award-winning national program, and one of the things that a motorcycle rider gets to do if they're part of one of our meetings, they get to ride their cycle around this track. So Jerry and his team invite the two-wheelers and the three-wheelers, and if we ever have a unicycle, I want a picture of that. And you know what? You and I could do the unicycle with a little help.
With a little help.
Or we could do a tandem bicycle.
Bicycle built for two.
Yeah, but I know what you'd do. You'd be on the front, you'd put me in the back, and I'd be pedaling, you'd be up there talking on the radio.
Be like this, just relaxing, going, faster, Gary, faster. There you go.
Understand that.
There
it's
you go.
all good.
It's all good. You're
it's
exactly
so good
right.
to see you. Thank you
Yes,
for everything you do. You're such a wonderful sharer of our messages around this region, and thank you for being a good storyteller, literally.
Love living in Johnson City and love the Tri-Cities. It's great.
Well, we love you. I ain't too bad in an agape sense. We do love you.
You got it. Good job. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Yes, sir. Thought I'd catch him. Yes, sir. Thought I'd catch him come out of the meeting because I wanted him. So many good things going on in Johnson City, and again, 100th anniversary of the Johnson City Chamber this past Friday night again at the Country Club, and a great celebration. And they do great things in JC, and we're proud, both of us here, card-carrying members of residents of Johnson City. And appreciate Gary Mabry from the Johnson City Chamber of Commerce. You get his picture, Horace?
Yes, I did.
Put him on Facebook and see him out there. Thank you. You're awesome. It's a Tom Taylor Sports Show. I'll tell you about setting up here. You just never know who's going to come meandering through. I saw Coach Torbush, but he's shooting out of the door to head back to practice. He was up here for a few minutes today. ETSU football. Kennesaw State, again, if you're looking for tickets for Kennesaw State, they're gone. I think Maryville's sold out, too, on the 10th. Emory and Henry sold out.
There's not a lot left. I mean,
no.
If you want to sit on the visitor side, there's a few tickets left.
Homecoming is sold out on the 26th. It's gone for against the Wasps of Emory and Henry. Then they've got games in October, St. Francis and Warner, and then wrapping things up with Kentucky Wesleyan in November. So, yeah, ticket sales are – we're going to have Michael White on tomorrow from East Tennessee State here on the show. And so tickets for the first game, September the 3rd on a Thursday night at Kennesaw State, they be gone. It's SRO right now. And I think those are kind of getting hard to find, too. Standing room only on that first game at Kermit Tipton Stadium on the campus of Science Hill. Of course, they're having a inter-squad scrimmage on Saturday night at Kermit Tipton. I think I'm going to try and take that in, check it out a little bit, and see what's going on with Buck football. See what my man's doing from Solomon South, Dylan Wigger, who I think is going to be a big, big player for ETSU football coming up. A young man out of Solomon South, Dylan Wigger. So
I don't think they decided on a starting quarterback
no,
yet.
it's still they're still having the battle. So 5-1, Horace's sandwich doesn't make it. My man's reputation precedes him here. Gator says Horace 5-1. What do you say here? 5-1, Horace's sandwich doesn't make it 15 minutes.
Well, I'm having to wait. I'm having to wait for a commercial break. I didn't want to do it on the air.
Gator, if it makes you feel better, I'm a little concerned about my sandwich, plus his, because as soon as that lady said you want food, his little head just spun. He just kind of eyes glazed over. Food. So do you want to plug this? Well, no, we better not plug. I was going to tell you this new place you ate, and you said you loved it. We may wait. We may get him on as a sponsor. Then we can really plug him. So we'll take a quick break. We'll be right back. We're working our way through. Again, we've got our man Brandon Cross going to join us coming up here in a few minutes from the Bristol Dragway. We're here at Bristol Motor Speedway, the Bruton Smith Building, on this Wednesday. The young ladies in here are answering the phones, and tickets, the phones are ringing. They've been ringing since we got here. 423 Bristol, or on the website, bristoltix.com, to, again, check out what's going on with ticket availability. And again, I'm going to tell you, for my money, and if I was going to be coming as a fan, I'll be coming up here as a worker. But if it was going to be me, if it was going to be you, here's what I would get. I would get this double barrel tickets for Friday and Saturday, August the 20th, or rather, I just went blank, 21st and 22nd. Food City 300 on that Friday night, and, of course, the Irwin Tools night race. 800 laps of racing at the world's last great Coliseum, starting at $100. I mean, you can't beat it. Do you have a calculator with you? Take $100 and divide by 800.
Okay.
Or take 800 divided by $100. Either one. Tell me how much it costs per lap. See if you can figure this out.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh boy. All right.
That would be 12.5 cents a lap.
12 cents a lap, folks. 12 cents a lap to come up here and watch 800 laps of racing for $100 at Bristol Motor Speedway, the world's last great Coliseum. 12 cents a lap. Is that right? And
oh no, I'm sorry. Wait a minute.
They just went through a lap at 15, 16 seconds. Uh-oh. I wish I had a picture of you, those fat fingers trying to hit those buttons. That's great.
Yeah. No, that's not right either.
No. Okay.
0.125 times 800.
I've created a problem here.
Yeah, that's right. 12 and a half cents a lap.
12 and a half cents a lap to come get tickets for Friday and Saturday, 800 laps. We'll send Landon a text and say it's 12 and a half cents a lap. Yep. Come up and watch 2 races next Friday and Saturday. You can't beat it. Quick break. We'll be right back. We got more to tell you about is other things going on. Again, the breaking news stories you heard. Crockett High School suspending 4 of their students for a year. They'll be ineligible to participate in anything in school activities. They'll be going to alternative school, and so they're out for the full school year, which is a very, very sad situation for somebody, again, made some poor choices. And heard this the other day. This may be our thought for the day. In fact, it's going to be. You can choose your choices, but you can't choose your consequences. Now, think about that. That's pretty powerful. You can choose your choices. You can do what you want to, and we all do. We have that ability to do what we want to. You can choose your choices, but you can't choose your consequences. That's pretty good stuff. That's from Larry Kaiser, Nationwide Insurance. 282-1389 is the number to call. You can choose your choices, but you can't choose your consequences. Think that one. That's pretty deep right there. 282-1389, that would be our thought for the day from our buddy Larry Kaiser, from Larry Kaiser Nationwide Insurance. Again, Nationwide is on your side, and, of course, they'll be our title sponsor next week here for the Bristol Live Show. Thanks to Bill Yates and Yates Nationwide Agency, who is a buddy, of course, of Larry Kaiser. And you can choose your choices, but you can't choose your consequences. That is a good one. Quick break. We'll be right back with more. Again, you are listening to, from Bristol Motor Speedway, the Tom Taylor Sports Show.
At Bristol Orthotics and Prosthetics, they treat thousands of patients each year dealing with diabetes and its effects. Diabetes overtaking our nation and leaving a path of destruction behind. Through wound care, office visits, and preventive care, they see most of the patients after a problem arises. Using diabetic footwear such as shoes and inserts, a great way to prevent or prolong skin breakdown and amputation. At Bristol Orthotics and Prosthetics, they use only custom molds from patient mold inserts, which further ensure a great recovery, or better yet, prevents a wound from happening. They use custom molded shoes, bracing, custom inserts, and extra depth diabetic shoes to prevent wounds or other skin issues from beginning. Call today, 1-800-524-4447. 39 years, 6 locations, 1 family. Bristol Orthotics and Prosthetics, 1-800-524-4447.
From the driveways where your kids play basketball and ride their bicycles, to the parking lots at your local church or grocery store, Bracken Paving is an important part of many neighborhoods in our area. No matter how large or how small the job, Bracken strives for excellence in every service they provide. It's a foundation for a strong community. Discover the difference at Bracken Paving and Asphalt Maintenance. Give us a call or visit us online at brackenpaving.com.
American Import and Auto Repair in Johnson City takes care of both male and female customers, but owner Kim Smith says they have a special care and concern for ladies.
Being a female in what's considered a man's business, I understand the trepidation that women may have when they come to the shop. They feel like they don't know about cars, they might be intimidated, but that's not the way we do business. Everybody's treated the same. We take the time to explain anything that they have questions about, the repair, the process, the parts. We want to make sure people are comfortable with what we're going to do to their vehicle and that they understand. We do cater to women in a sense. We have a real nice waiting room with nice Keurig coffee and flavored creamers, air-conditioned, cushioned seats, TV, everything a girl could want while she waits for her car to be fixed.
American Import Auto Repair in Johnson City, open 6 days a week. Call today at 913-3111.
At FCA, we're touching millions one heart at a time. Since 1954, the Fellowship of Christian Athletes has been putting the heart and soul in sports by challenging athletes and coaches to impact the world for Jesus Christ. As the largest sports ministry in the world, FCA now reaches over 2 million people annually on the professional, college, high school, junior high, and youth levels. Through this shared passion for athletics and faith, lives are changed, one heart at a time. Learn more at fca.org.
Back on the Tom Taylor Sports Show again on this Wednesday, broadcasting live from Bristol Motor Speedway, the Bruton Smith Building. Thank you for being with us, folks. And they're getting tickets and getting signed up ready to go for the world's last great Coliseum. Ticket sales are booming, I can tell you that, and so it's good. Campers are already starting to come into the Earhart campgrounds, and you know, statistics, a couple of years ago we got some stats that said this track has more folks come in the fall, come earlier and stay longer than any other track in NASCAR, with the exception of Daytona. To start the season, the Daytona 500 in February, for obvious reasons, in Florida in the wintertime is a good place to go. But other than that, it would be the Bristol Motor Speedway fall race, whereby folks come here, they come early, they go camping, fly fishing, kayaking, bike riding. They'll leave their campers here and go to Dollywood. They'll go to different places here around the Tri-Cities, hands-on, Bays Mountain Park. And so the campers are coming in here already. That is a really good sign for this race to be here Wednesday, 7 days, and you can see Thursday, Friday, Saturdays. You're talking 10 days out from the Cup race, and you already got campers coming in here. That is a really, really good sign. So
I drove by here, I guess it was almost a week ago.
There were campers.
And there were campers parked, pre-parked, you know, I guess getting their spot.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
That's unbelievable.
Yeah. And it's, yes. And they are gearing up here. And I know you're saying, well, you're sitting up here at the Speedway and they're telling you to say this. Nope. They don't ever tell me to say anything. So this is not hype. This is the way it is. And, you know, there's going to be a big house up here. I can just go ahead and tell you. Will it be a sellout? Who's to say? But well, you heard Landon say it's already surpassing last year's fall race, and it was a pretty good crowd then. So we're excited about that. Daniel Norris on the hill tonight for the Detroit Tigers in Kansas City.
8-10 pitch.
Against former Red Edison Volquez, who's 11-6 on the season. Norris, they've got him at 2-2 with his Toronto and Detroit starts. I would think, I hate to say this, but I would think this is a very critical start for Daniel Norris. Had a pretty good outing against Baltimore. Last week, Boston roughed him up pretty good. So tonight he'll be in Kansas City against the Royals, which is one of the best teams in Major League Baseball. So I'm hoping for the best, but it's an 8-10 first pitch. I want him to get out there and do very good, but I would think this is going to be a very critical start for his career, not just for this season, but he's on a one-year contract with Toronto and now with Detroit. And, again, good outing against Baltimore, not so good outing against Boston. So I would think he needs to really show Brad Ausmus, the manager for the Tigers, a very solid performance. He needs to go 4 or 5 innings, give up a couple of runs at most, not get into the situation last time where he got shelled pretty good against Boston, who's not a very good baseball team really this year. So let's hope for the best for Daniel Norris. You agree that he's got to have a good outing?
Yeah. Otherwise, I think next year's contract, if he stays in the major leagues, will be probably the major league minimum until he can prove himself.
Oh, I think
that's me. I mean, because he's still. You gotta keep in mind, he's still a young player. He still has so much potential. They just need to work with him and get his control under him. Yeah, I mean, if that comes around, he is going to be a dominant pitcher.
I think if he has a bad outing tonight, which I don't want, I want him to have I want him to throw a no-hitter.
I think he'll go back to AAA.
I think he's going to AAA in Detroit.
Maybe even AA.
Yeah, I think they'll send him down. So he's got to have a good one tonight. And, of course, that's added pressure. And of course, here I am sitting in the Tri-Cities. What do I know? But I know it's a numbers-oriented sport in baseball. What did you do for me yesterday?
But he is there.
He's there. You're right. He's there. But he's got to stay there because there's a lot of Daniel Norris's coming up. And so he pitches tonight, 8-10 first pitch, again from Kansas City. His counterpart will be Edison Volquez, who came from the Reds over to the Royals and having by way of Pittsburgh, 11-6 and having a very, very good season. So good luck to Daniel Norris tonight pitching in Kansas City against the Kansas City Royals. Tom Taylor Sports Show, again, tops breaking news. Crockett High School, 4 students suspended for the year. That just came out a few minutes ago. They'll be in alternative school. They will not be allowed to participate in any activities. This stemming from the alleged hazing incident earlier in the summer at a camp where the Crockett football players were at. So a very sad story. Jeremy Boskin's got to take this football team from Crockett, and he's got to get past this, bring these guys back together, because I would assume, purely an assumption, there's probably some finger pointing and he said, she said, and this guy didn't do it and he did do it. And so you get the parents involved, the school's involved. And so this guy's got to go in there and mend some fences and get all these players to be singing off the same page, because you got a season starting next week for Crockett, and they've got to get this behind them. It's not going to be easy to do, because there's 4 teammates who are not going to be on the team this year because of what happened. So, and they're going to be not even be in school, let alone be on the football team. So he's got a big fence mending job to do at Crockett High School. If he can do it, be fantastic. If he can't, it's going to be a long year for Crockett. It's going to be plain and simple. What happens off the field in the summer may in large part dictate the success more so than what's going to happen on the field between the chalk, because you got these 16, 17-year-old kids. Again, you got to get them singing off the same page, unifying the cause and going forward after a tough situation. Some coaches can do it, some can't. Some schools can buy into it and some won't, so it remains to be seen. I did see a way that it did happen at Sullivan South High School a couple of years ago when they lost Jake Logue, who passed away on the field in front of his teammates at Knox West. Stacy Carter and Sam Haney, those folks did a yeoman's job of taking that football team. I mean, here's a guy, their teammate died in front of them on the field. Yeah, that's tough. Oh, you have every reason to watch that just come completely unglued and the wheels fly off because of what happened. I mean, there are still, I read yesterday, the folks involved in the shooting down in Chattanooga, they're still not back to work yet. They're still having a leave of absence, dealing with what they saw in that scenario. Totally different scenario, yes, but still folks losing someone, a loved one close to them in Chattanooga with the shooting at the military base, or the recruiting station, I should say. Well, losing Jake Logue, your teammate, who died in front of you on the field. So this football team could have, a couple of years ago at Sullivan South, packed it in and said, we're not going to play. But to Stacy Carter's credit and Sam Haney's credit and the entire coaching staff, they rallied the troops. They not only, I'll never forget that game, the first game after Jake's funeral, they were down to Greenville, and they found a way, one of the most emotional games I've ever been around. They went into overtime. They held those helmets up in honor of Jake Logue, and the Rebels beat them in Sullivan or in Colonial Heights, and they went on to go to the playoffs. So I've seen it happen, and so Jeremy Boskin's got to do the same thing at Crockett. He's got to rally the troops, and he has the personality and the enthusiasm and the energy to make that happen, but he's got to get them all, as we said for the third or fourth time, singing off the same page. Not easy to do, but if anybody can do it, I think Jeremy Boskin can. He's going to have to down at Crockett with that breaking story from a few minutes ago from Crockett High School. Tom Taylor Sports Show again. Thanks for being with us. Ty Dillon was in Blacksburg yesterday, the veteran coach with Frank Beamer and the NASCAR Xfinity Series driver. Gave him a jersey during a Bristol Motor Speedway function at the Hokies practice facility to promote both the upcoming Food City 300 next week and next year's Battle at Bristol between Virginia Tech and Tennessee. The jersey had a 7 on it. I love this. Same number wore by Michael Vick, which is not the reason he got it. It was a joke that Dillon could appreciate, a reference to the post-race dust-up between Reagan Smith, who drives the number 7, and himself last Saturday at Watkins Glen. And it says, the shirt said, what, I love Reagan? Yeah, I love Reagan on it. Dillon had a surprise. He opened it up and saw the words, I love Reagan, on his jersey that he gave him. That was pretty good by Beamer to pull that off.
Oh, yeah.
That's cute. That's good stuff. So, Beamer, a big fan of NASCAR. When he professes his love for the sport or for Bristol Motor Speedway, it's not just to promote the Battle of Bristol. He proudly tells the story of coming to his first Bristol race back in 1964 and watching Fred Lorenza win that race on that year in 1964. So the Hokies are selling tickets. The Volunteers have sold a lot of tickets, and they're selling a lot of tickets here at the Bristol Motor Speedway complex for the Battle of Bristol next year, the football game between Tennessee and the Virginia Tech Hokies. Tom Taylor Sports Show. Again, we were talking baseball earlier. Let's run down the schedule for today and tonight in Major League Baseball. Starting in the National League, the Reds, Iglesias on the mound in San Diego. I don't even watch them anymore. I don't even know what they're doing. I have totally shut down the Reds. Never done that since I was a kid. I am so disconnected with the Reds, except to know they get beat every night. Excuse me. And I'm going to make this editorial comment. I think you're seeing the proof in the pudding. They let this guy go on, what was it, a 77 F-bomb tirade in 5 minutes?
They're
the manager?
They're reaping what they sow.
Reaping what you sow. You better believe it. So, as a result, they are 49-61, 22 games out. I don't even know. They're playing San Diego. Beyond that, they play this afternoon. Could care less. Philadelphia at Arizona, Houston at San Francisco, Boston at Miami tonight. Braves will be in Tampa Bay to battle the Devil Rays. Colorado and New York to battle Landon's New York Mets. Milwaukee in Chicago to battle the Cubbies of Tom Wyman. Pittsburgh at St. Louis, and Washington will take on the Dodgers in Los Angeles. In the American League, some of those interleague play games. Baltimore plays at Seattle tonight. Oakland at Toronto. The Angels at Chicago. Texas at Minnesota. And again, Daniel Norris pitching tonight out of Johnson City. He's on the mound in Kansas City against Volquez. And the Royals, as we said, an 8-10 first pitch for that ball game. Tom Taylor Sports Show, thanks for being with us here again on this Wednesday, live at the Bruton Smith Building on the grounds of Bristol Motor Speedway, the world's last great coliseum. Golf from yesterday. The 26th Annual Farmer and Miners Invitational in Jonesville, Virginia. Class AA, AAA was won by Crockett. Union finished second, Gate City third. Daniel Boone's golfers were fourth. John Battle fifth. Lehigh was sixth, and Y Central was seventh in the AA, AAA tournament on that particular classification. The single A was won by Thomas Walker High School. Patrick Henry second, Eastside third, Hancock County fourth, Ryco fifth, and Castlewood finished sixth in the golf tournament, again in Jonesville at the Cedar Hill Country Club. High school golf up and running, very much in the news from yesterday and last night. So that's what's happening there. Other story, we didn't get a chance to talk much about this. Tennessee guard Marcus Jackson undergoing potential season-ending surgery, leaving the Volunteers out the most experienced member of their offensive line that allowed the most sacks in the Southeastern Conference last year. This could not have been a worse news for Butch Jones. Here's a guy that led all Tennessee offensive linemen with 17 starts, including 12 last season at left guard. Again, his injury hurts him very, very, very much at an area that already was perhaps the Volunteers' biggest weakness was their offensive line. Tennessee gave up 43 sacks last season. Do you know they had that many sacks? I had no clue. 43. How many games they play? 13?
Yeah, 43. They allowed 43 sacks.
Divided by 13 games, what is that? 13 times 3 is 39, so at least 3 sacks a game.
Yep.
Good grief. Louisiana Monroe, Penn State, Wyoming, SMU, and Wake Forest were the only football subdivision programs to allow more sacks than Tennessee last year.
You know, I was at the Tax Slayer Bowl. I don't think Tennessee allowed a sack by the Nebraska. Was it Nebraska? No, by
Iowa.
Iowa, by the Iowa Hawkeyes.
Yep.
So they came around there at the end.
I'm just telling you, if you're a Tennessee fan, that is not good news. Jackson gone, again, the offensive lineman, and again, they gave up 43 sacks last season. Wow. So anyway, the only true returning offensive lineman with any experience is out for the season, it appears. And so Butch Jones has to kind of regroup and find some more offensive hogs up front as Marcus Jackson undergoing potential season-ending surgery. Not totally for sure, but it certainly looks that way. To the point they've already asked another young man to switch and take his jersey number. So that tells me he's not going to be back anytime soon. Jashawn Robertson switching his uniform number from 73 to 75 as a way to show his honor to his injured teammates. So when you're switching jerseys, that means somebody ain't coming back. So that's tough news. Again, one more time, the breaking news story out of Crockett High School this afternoon. 4 students, again, have been suspended from school for the rest of the year. They will be going to alternative school as a result of the alleged hazing incident earlier this year at a camp in Middle Tennessee. And as a result, they'll be, of course, ineligible to play in anything, any school function, any sports. So those 4 young men, I'm not sure they can.
They can even go on campus.
Can't go on campus. I'm not sure you can release their names because they're under 18. Right. But it's 4. I would make the assumption it's 4 guys off the football team because of what happened. That would be kind of a given. So. Again, Jeremy Boskin has his work cut out for him, the coach, to pull these guys together, get them all, rally the troops, if you will, and get them playing football again at Crockett and kind of get this behind them, which won't be easy to do. But, again, it has to be done for them to have any kind of success this season. Quick break. We'll be right back. My man's here with us. You seem to my immediate left. That would be our buddy Brandon Cross from Bristol Dragway. He is coming up front and center, coming up next here on the Tom Taylor Sports Show.
Ask not what your country can do for you.
It's one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Beatles.
Martin Cooper makes the mobile phone.
Elvis Presley died today.
The Space Shuttle Challenger is destroyed.
Have you played Pac-Man? The 1996 Olympic Games is awarded to Atlanta.
Awaiting the new millennium and the Y2K bug.
And the people who knock these buildings down will hear all of us soon.
Introducing iPod.
Barack Obama has been elected president.
I pronounce that William and Catherine may be man and wife together.
Happy New Year. We wish you a happy and healthy 2014.
A lot has changed in the last 50 years, but there's one thing that hasn't. The Chick-fil-A Chicken Sandwich.
From the driveways where your kids play basketball and ride their bicycles, to the parking lots at your local church or grocery store, Bracken Paving is an important part of many neighborhoods in our area. No matter how large or how small the job, Bracken strives for excellence in every service they provide. It's a foundation for a strong community. Discover the difference at Bracken Paving and Asphalt Maintenance. Give us a call or visit us online at brackenpaving.com.
At FCA, we're touching millions one heart at a time. Since 1954, the Fellowship of Christian Athletes has been putting the heart and soul in sports by challenging athletes and coaches to impact the world for Jesus Christ. As the largest sports ministry in the world, FCA now reaches over 2 million people annually on the professional, college, high school, junior high, and youth levels. Through this shared passion for athletics and faith, lives are changed, one heart at a time. Learn more at fca.org.
Your life is always changing. You never know what shape it will take, or how your financial needs might change. But if we talk about your investments and how they can provide for you and your family, the future becomes clear. At Wells Fargo Advisors, we believe conversation leads to financial clarity. Let's start a conversation today.
Horace, for the sanctity of my ears, turn that down a bit, please.
Well,
he's eating his sandwich.
I'm eating my nachos right now.
Yeah.
Chips.
Sorry, he's already ate the sandwich. Gator, you lost the bet. It wasn't here 15 minutes. He said that sandwich, 5-1 odds, will be gone in 15 minutes. It was gone in 12.3, so you lose the bet. My man, you want this one?
No, I don't want that one.
You want these nachos?
I got some over here.
Okay, well, I know that, but that didn't stop you from the sandwich.
I'll take them home.
There you go.
There you
well,
go.
No, don't take them home. I'll take them, eat them if you're not going to eat them now.
Well, I'm not eating them right now.
Don't take your big thumb and crush them. Look here.
I didn't crush them.
You crushed them. Feel it.
I didn't crush them.
All right, I'm going to set that right
wine,
there.
Wine.
If you want that.
You're going to put that right in front of my face.
If you want that, you take it, because I got dinner plans coming up here in a little while.
I think we need to get security down
here. I
here.
think so. It's getting a little tense. My man's here. Brandon Cross is in the house. Good afternoon, sir. How you doing?
Good. Thanks for having me.
Yes, sir. Tennessee football fan?
Absolutely.
All right. What do you do if you're Butch Jones? I mean, it's a tough break. We were just talking off air. This guy works his tail off, he and the staff, and really he couldn't have any more tougher news. And your only experienced offensive lineman, it looks like he's going to be out with a season-ending surgery, and so leaves him very vulnerable in that offensive line. Gave up 43 sacks. So I know Butch Jones. We've had him up here, and you know, he's an eternal optimist, but again, you got to, I guess you just start moving bodies around to fill holes, but that's not what you want to hear this close to the start of the season, right?
I would imagine being a head coach for any football team, injuries have just got to be just a huge headache.
Yeah.
Just, talk about things that you can control and things that are out of your control, and the injury thing is just got to be very frustrating to kind of deal with. At the same time, I'm sure it's not the first time he's dealt with this.
Right.
I think some good things, though, is, you got a mobile quarterback. That's going to help.
Yeah.
And, he proved last year, put a bunch of guys up there with not very much experience, and
hung pretty good with it.
They hung pretty good.
Yeah. Or the other guy, how would you like to be Todd Bowles? Now, you just came off the practice field, the Jets, and you get this report in the locker room that your quarterback's laying over there. He broke his jaw. The linebacker jacked him up over $600, broke his jaw. He's out 6 to 10 weeks. Chan Gailey, the offensive coordinator, actually redid the offense in the offseason to fit the play style of Geno Smith. Now he's out 6 to 10 weeks. They're trying to get Ryan Fitzpatrick to come in as a quarterback. They even talked to Michael Vick. He told him no. I don't know why you tell him no if you're looking for work, but he told him no. So how would you like to be that coach and get that text or that phone call?
How frustrating would that
be
over $600 when these guys are
making millions?
Yeah, not really hurting for money if they're smart about their money. So I mean, yeah, I agree. It's got to be extremely frustrating. Again, that follows right in the injury thing. Of course, that's one thing that should easily be prevented from, especially teammates. You see the scuffles all the time during practice when they're all wearing pads and helmets. But in the locker room, that's supposed to be an area that's it's where you come back as teammates and you're there to grow and learn all together.
Well put. We're talking to Brandon Cross from Bristol Dragway. There's a couple of the sports stories going on today. We are getting ready for a big race up here. The crowd, again, the tickets, Landon telling us earlier today on the show that ticket sales are very, very brisk, to say the least. Campers are starting to come in to the Earhart Campground, so they're starting to gather. And we're, a week away from the doubleheader and roughly 10 days away from the Cup race, the Irwin Tools Night Race. Great sign. You, of course, handle the Bristol Dragway for most of the season, but over the next week or so, you're going to kind of step back and kind of help out over here on the circle track. What will you be doing next week?
Yeah, I do a few different things. One thing is a few years ago we added the Bristol Fan Zone stage. It kind of took the place of when Speed was here and Speed stage was set up, and they had a lot of driver appearances and concerts, and we rather than that just disappearing and going away, we kind of stepped in there and kind of do our own stage. It's a lot of local talent that we put on the stage. From Wednesday, we do Wednesday, Friday, and Saturday. There's somebody on the stage all the time. Some driver appearances. So I help a lot with that, just kind of getting everything lined up, making sure the bands are good to go, make sure something's on the stage entertaining people for the whole week. I also help with some pre-race stuff as well. One of the new things we're doing this year, of course, Wednesday, what a great night of racing with 2 races going on. I helped bring in some Team FMX freestyle motorcycle guys. So there's usually maybe 25, 30 minutes between those 2 races by the time they do winter circle and then get all the truck drivers there to do driver introduction. So there's a little bit of time there where we need to kind of step in and keep fans engaged and entertained. And tell you what, people love some freestyle motorcycle.
Absolutely.
Some flips, I don't know all the names of the tricks they do or know what they are, but that's a lot of fun, something new we're bringing in that fans are really going to enjoy, that'll keep them pretty captivated and entertained while they're transitioning between the races.
So this is called the FMX?
Yeah, Team FMX, that's the name of the group that's coming in. There'll be 3 riders with these guys. They'll sit their ramp out on the front stretch. Obviously on the side where everybody's sitting. And, once they kind of give us the thumbs up that everything's clear to go, then these guys are going to start hitting the ramps and high flying. And we've brought them in for a lot of different events with our Super Chevy show and for our Monster Truck show. And these guys are it's just pure entertainment. They, for the first, few minutes, it always kind of takes my breath away just how high they are and how far the actual jump is. But then after a few minutes, you realize, wait, these guys are professionals. They know what they're doing, and they start doing flips, and it's hard to not get excited and pumped up. So we're excited about bringing them back for a NASCAR weekend. It's a great fit, and people will love it.
Another added value for that Wednesday ticket coming up again next Wednesday night, a week from tonight, the doubleheader, the Busch Beans 150, the Whelen Modified Tour in town, then the Team FMX, the motorcycle freestyle motorcyclist in here between races, and of course the Camping World Truck Series, Brad Keselowski defending his crown from the UNOH 200 presented by Zaloop. So that's another reason to get up here and get tickets. General admission, you can pick your seat on those. Team FMX, 3 riders ready to go in the front stretch and putting on the show between the 2 races next week. So that's very, very cool, and that's again, added value to that ticket we've been telling you about all show here and all week long here at Bristol Motor Speedway. Brandon, let's go back after everything clears next week. We go back to several more events on the Dragway before we kind of shut her down for the year and get ready for Speedway and Lights. One of those is the Super Chevy Show. Tell me about that.
Man, we're already working on this event and have been for a while. But Super Chevy Show in Bristol Dragway, we've had a Super Chevy Show for over 30 years. So it has always been a strong staple back there at the Dragway. And it's been about 6 or 7 years ago we had the opportunity to kind of purchase our own event where Super Chevy became ours. We could do with it what we wanted. And it already had a great built-in audience since it's been here for so long, a lot of history. And since we've done that, we've done kind of our own show and kept a lot of the things the same but only added to it. It's been huge. It just keeps growing every single year. Cool thing about it is it's a weekend event. It's September 18th through the 20th, but it has got literally something for everybody. You do not have to be a drag racing fan to come out to this event and have a blast. Some of the elements of the show, Super Chevy, it's a huge car show. It's all Chevys, and we usually end up 200, 250 cars in the car show. Another cool element is the swap meet. A lot of people say, what in the world is a swap meet? Well, it's actually pretty much what it is. It's a garage sale for auto parts.
Really?
We'll end up having we'll have probably 300 to 350 people come out and buy swap meet spaces. And they're bringing out old, hoods. It's really what it is. It's the hard-to-find things for Chevys.
For Chevys.
Things you can't really just go online, and you could probably go online and find some stuff, but it's going to be pretty tough. So, those die-hard Chevy guys that are restoring cars, any kind of Chevy, that's where they go. That's where they're going to find their stuff. So that's something pretty neat about race cars. We have a ton of race cars. I think last year we had over 400 race cars attend the event. So you can imagine already the size of the event.
Wow.
Well, on top of that, we do our Thunder Valley Mayhem Saturday night. This is like the family awesome, cool show. We do 2 rounds of pro rounds at 6:30 and 8:30, and both rounds consist of just nothing but pure entertainment. We bring in the Jet choo-choo trains.
The Jet choo-choo train.
All right. So they've made these dragsters, made them look like trains, and they're jet cars. I don't know if you've ever seen a jet car or not.
Mm-hmm. Never seen a Jet choo-choo train.
Yeah, it's really cool. They've got the smoke coming out the top like a locomotive does, a steam engine. And so we bring in 6 pro mod cars. Everybody loves pro mods around here. We bring in a car-eating dinosaur. It's about a 30-foot dinosaur that transforms out, picks up a car and actually starts eating it, tears it in half, blowing fire out its mouth. And this thing is really cool. It's like this huge tank that transforms into is this huge dinosaur. It's called Megasaurus. We've had him for quite a few years and does a great job. The Team FMX, the freestyle motorcycle guys, come back for that. The world's fastest wheel stander is also part of that show, which those are the guys that pick the front 2 wheels up, and they'll go from virtually the starting line all the way to the finish line on 2 wheels. And he usually gets pretty close to 200 mile an hour on 2 wheels.
Wow.
So, I mean, it's a show just filled with pure entertainment. And we do it that Saturday night. We got racing going on Friday, racing Saturday, and racing Sunday as well. But Saturday night's kind of like the feature as far as, come out anytime and check out the car show, the swap meet, some of the drag racing. But if you want to bring out the whole family for 2-3 hours of just pure entertainment, hold on to your seat fun, that's when to do it. And that's called our Thunder Valley Mayhem.
What's the dates?
That's September 18th through the 20th. The Mayhem is during Super Chevy on September 19th on that Saturday. And we do the 2 pro rounds at 6:30 and 8:30.
Any 57 Chevys up here, you reckon?
Oh, my goodness.
That's my favorite car.
Everywhere.
Paddy wagon. 57
Everywhere.
Chevy paddy wagon.
The car show has got some of the coolest, unique things you've ever seen, things you just wouldn't even think of. You got the old, restored cars that the guys don't even drive them anymore. I mean, they're trailered in. They're
just for show.
They were created for shows.
Yeah.
Then you got guys bringing in some of the old rat rods. Those things are just so cool. Those are probably my favorite. So you get a good mixture of everything. And over the years, what we've found is a lot of families, we always push the 6:30 and 8:30 show for families because, let's face it, it's hard to bring out the kids to a 6 or 8 hour event.
Right.
That's tough no matter what you're taking them to. Yeah. So we've always pushed the, bring your family out from, 6:30 to 8:30 type deal, and that's your window of just some great entertainment. over the course of the years we've been doing that, though, what's happened is people have learned there's other things to enjoy. The car show, especially the car show. So now we get people coming in around 4 o'clock, 3 or 4 o'clock. They go walk around the car show, check out the stuff in the swap meet, check out the vendors, for a few hours, and then they go to their seats, and they get a good 2 or 3 hour show from their seats too. So it's really turned into a full day of activities for anybody.
Tickets are on sale. When do those go on sale for that?
They're on sale now. You can call the ticket office at obviously 423 Bristol. Or obviously you can buy those at the gate when you arrive.
Super Chevy, how much are the tickets?
$20. $20 for Saturday and $20 for Sunday. Or you can buy $35
for a weekend pass.
Yep.
That's a great deal. May come up, check that out. Super Chevy, check out. So there's a lot of 57 Chevy sitting up here?
Lots of them.
Oh, man.
Lots of them.
Oh. Is that the most popular Chevy they bring in here?
Yeah, I would say that one. You see a lot of Corvettes, but that's probably more a variety of different years. But probably if you had to pick out a car, the 57 Chevy is probably one that you it's probably the most recognizable.
57 Chevy Nomad. Oh, yeah. Love it. Paddy wagon, deep dish Kragers all the way, or deep dishes on the back. Buddy of mine used to have one back up home. That thing would fly. Beautiful, beautiful car. All right. Super Chevy, BristolTix.com, or the Dragway website is?
BristolDragway.com.
There you go. Good job, my friend.
All right. Thank you, guys.
See you next week. And, of course, back in your 2 weeks, we'll bring the show back over here. Like Drew said, come here every Wednesday through – what do you say, Thanksgiving? Speedway and Lights. We started that Night of Smiles, so we'll be here every Wednesday for that. Looking forward to it, and we appreciate you. That sounds like a lot of fun. You sold me. And then, hey, he just gave us a scoop, or not a scoop, but I didn't know about it, having the Team MFX motorcyclist here a week from tonight in between the Bush Beans 150 and the UNOH 200, the Camping World Truck Series in between. We'll have a few minutes of Team FMX high-flying freestyle motorcyclist.
Yeah.
At Bristol. It's Bristol, baby.
We'll have to see if we can't get some of those guys on the show.
I'd love to get them on the show. That would be really cool.
They all love to talk, so.
That'd be great. That would be fantastic. And are they local geographically?
No.
They're from all over the country?
Yeah, from all different places.
Oh, yeah. Let's get them on. If you can work it out, love to have them in here and promote them, because that is really cool. That's more value for that ticket. Just like Jeff said, exceed expectations, and here we are doing it again, right?
That's right.
You got it. Good job.
All right, thank you, guys.
Super job. Brandon Cross. I love having this guy come down here. I don't know how many times he's ever been on the radio or on the show, but he makes it look very easy. This ain't his first rodeo. Good job here. Yes, sir. Tom Taylor Sports Show again, rewinding this thing. Good grief. We only got 10 minutes left.
Yeah.
Where'd the 1 o'clock hour go? We haven't even got to talk about your boy Tiger Woods, who's not doing too good.
Well, that's all right. I can tell you what he's doing.
Yeah.
He's not doing anything.
He is ranked number 278 in the world. Wow. He hadn't won a tournament in 2 years.
From number 1 to 278.
There's only one top 10 on the PGA Tour in the last 2 years.
I told you that his days were done.
You did. You certainly did. And, boy, looks like it's a truism, because he's really struggling heading out of the PGA Championship this week in Wisconsin. A $10 million purse. How about that? That's pretty good money.
Yeah, he's not going to get any.
No, he ain't going to catch a sniff of that. But $10 million.
He might earn enough to get his entry fee back. That's about it.
There you go. But the winners, the winner share gets $1.8 million. The purse, all told, is $10 million. He ain't going to get any of that 1.8. I don't think. I think he's. I think his better days are behind him, as a matter of fact. Talking about those tickets, so let's go back and tell you about this doubleheader coming up Wednesday night, a week from tonight here at Bristol Motor Speedway. All seating is general admission. Adults are $30. Kids 15 and under get in free, and so they've added now the motorcyclists, the Team MFX 3 freestyle motorcyclists. Can you imagine going down the concrete and going airborne on those ramps and do flips and on a concrete surface?
Not me.
That's scary. I mean, I want to come watch. I'll be here, but I want to watch that for sure. And so that's just another value. Bush Beans 150, the UNOH 200, and sandwiched between is the Team FMX motorcyclist going to be here in between the races next Wednesday night. Again, kids 15 and under get in free. The adults, a $35 ticket. That goes up on Saturday. That's BristolTix.com. Or call them right now, and the ladies are sitting here at 423 Bristol, and gentlemen, 423 Bristol is the number to call for that. If you're coming up here on Friday for the Food City 300, the Bass Pro Shop qualifying for the Urban Tools Night Race, you would want to give them a call. Tickets now start at $35 for the adults and $20 for young people. Those will go up again as of Sunday. You have the price stays the same until Sunday, then race week pricing increases. All tickets are $5 off until this coming Saturday. Race week's prices start on Sunday the 16th. So, again, the Urban Tools Night Race tickets are starting at $79. And, again, for my money, as I told you, you get 800 laps to watch the Food City 300 on Friday night and the Urban Tools Night Race on Saturday. That's 800 laps of racing for $100. That's the way I'm going with it if I was going. But I'll be up here working, and so give them a call, 423-BRISTOL, BristolTix.com, and you can get yourself lined up and ready to go for some great racing, the world's last great Coliseum, Bristol Motor Speedway. It's the Tom Taylor Sports Show. I was telling you, heading off before we go to church tonight, we'll be heading off to, you kind of know, I've told you Chick-fil-A, didn't I?
Yeah, you go there all the time.
Oh,
I go there too.
I'm there all the time. Love Chick-fil-A, love Tim Birchfield. They do a great job at Chick-fil-A at the crossings in North Johnson City. Frosted lemonade, hand-spun combination of our freshly squeezed lemonade. Oh, yeah.
Good stuff.
And our famous vanilla ice cream. Whipped together lemonade and ice cream. Again, the regular lemonade, 330 calories. The diet lemonade, only 240 calories. And that's the way to go to cool down on a hot, muggy day like today. They've also got a brand-new tray out. Chick-fil-A's rolled out a brand-new tray. It's the chilled grilled chicken sub sandwich tray. Boneless chicken breasts, marinated with a special blend of seasonings, grilled, thinly sliced, served chilled on a multi-grain baguette with Colby Jack cheese, baby greens, and sliced mater. Served with honey roasted barbecue sauce. You can get them, sandwich halves come in 6, 12, or the large will be 16. Chilled grilled chicken sub sandwich tray.
Okay.
Sounds pretty good to me.
Yep.
Boneless chicken breast, thinly sliced, grilled, served chilled on a multi-grain baguette, marinated with a special blend of seasonings, baby green sliced mater, served with honey roasted barbecue sauce. That's the new one called the chilled grilled chicken sub sandwich tray. Again at Chick-fil-A. Again at the crossings in North Johnson City.
You ever had that honey roasted barbecue sauce?
Oh yes,
that's good stuff.
Oh, that's really good stuff. I can just take that and swab my finger to just do that. I don't have to put on anything except my finger. I like it. Sandwich is still there.
It's still there.
Yeah. You want to grab it and growl?
No, I'm not going to grab it. I got. You know what meat and taters are, right?
Oh yeah, I'm from West Virginia. Absolutely know what meat and
well,
taters
there's another meaning for meat and taters now.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. Dan Williams and Justin Ellis. You know who they are?
Dan Williams is the lineman for.
Dan Williams, Justin Ellis, defensive tackles, Oakland Raiders. Because of their girth and their size, their teammates have nicknamed them meat and taters.
Yeah, I remember.
I just wanted to pass that on to you.
Dan Williams, he's the defensive lineman for the Raiders.
Yeah.
How big is he?
Combined, let's see here. I saw here a second ago. Williams is 6'2", 327. Ellis is 6'2", 331.
Wow.
Combine that's what, 600 and.
What was the second guy?
That's 658 pounds.
6'3", 331.
Yeah, 6'2", 331.
Can you imagine if you line up going to play a game with him, every play, this guy's like a mad bull at 6'2", 231 will come try and take your head off every play. Wouldn't that be exciting to get ready for a game knowing that guy's going to be across the line coming at you every game?
There's two of them. There's one on the other side, too.
Meat and taters. Lawsy mercy. Yeah, you talking about size. I was looking at the Science Hill.
Potatoes.
Yeah, the Science Hill roster the other day. They got three
They're
kids,
big,
6'6", and anywhere from 280, 290 to 310 pounds on Science Hill's football team in Johnson City. So, meat and taters. There you go.
Meat and taters.
That's
meat and potatoes.
Meat and taters and some big boys. We've about wrapped this thing up.
He says I ate his brownie. No, I didn't eat his brownie. There wasn't no brownies here.
There wasn't no brownie. But
if there was one, I would have ate it, though.
The Gator Man. He's a good one right there. Well, we are out of time with this show. Can you believe this?
It just flies by.
It does fly by. First it was 2 hours, and now it's 3 hours flying by. Have a lot of fun with this show. Hope you do as well, watching and listening tonight. Tell them how they can come right back later on. We'll put it up in the Cyber Nebulous.
Well, hopefully here in a few minutes I'll have it on YouTube and do the podcasting. Depends on the internet, and sometimes it doesn't want to cooperate, but I get it there sooner or later. So just be patient, but we'll have it on iTunes and TuneIn Radio for podcasting. And Stitcher's still out there, too, by the way. And YouTube, the video part of the show here will be on YouTube.
Back in the studio tomorrow, as a matter of fact, ready to go. And, of course, Friday as well. Then Monday and Tuesday in studio. And then Wednesday next week, we'll park the show for 3 days, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, to bring you Bristol Live, brought to you by Yates Nationwide Agency, Food City, and Chick-fil-A. The crossings in Johnson City. It'll be 4 days of nothing but pure racing information, music, lots of interviews, lots of information from our staff here, informing you, the race fans who are already starting to come. The lobby here, they've had a good foot traffic here when we've been here today.
Yeah.
Buying tickets and getting ready for the world's last great Coliseum. 3 big days of racing. Next Wednesday, the Double Dip. And then next Friday, the Food City 300. And next Saturday, the Urban Tools Night Race. So we'll be here next Wednesday, ready to bring you Bristol Live again from Turn 3 in our kind of our radio suite. And we're looking forward to being over there, Bristol Live, right across property here, starting on Wednesday. Back in the studio tomorrow, ready to go with another round of fun and frolic. Horace, thank you, my friend. Good job with that phone thing, too. That was a good job. That was a good lick. So we can call out now. And now our next step is to fix it where you can call in and talk on the show with us. We're working on that, too. But we take baby steps here on the show, but steps nonetheless. So I want to say thanks to our guest today. We had stopping by Gary Mabry from the Johnson City Chamber of Commerce, Greg Salyer with our Reds report from Johnson City, Drew Bedard from Bristol Motor Speedway, Landon Owen, the Director of Ticket Sales from Bristol Motor Speedway, Tommy Wyman, those really dumb Elvis questions from
Great questions.
Bracken Paving, and also just now Brandon Cross from Bristol Dragway, and, of course, Horace. And we do thank, again, Drew for saying get up here and broadcast on our property every Wednesday through November, and we certainly appreciate that. So with that, we're going to hit the show theme. We're rolling. We're out of here. We'll be back with you tomorrow at 11 o'clock. Remember, win or lose, be a good sport. Again, thank you for giving us a listen. Tonight you can hear us on iTunes, TuneIn Radio, YouTube, the Stitcher phone app. All those will be there, and so we'll rejoin you tomorrow at 11 o'clock. As always, win or lose, be a good sport. Again, for Horace and everybody else, this is your host, Tom Taylor, the Tom Taylor Sports Show from Bristol Motor Speedway, the Bruton Smith Building. We say so long, everybody.